welcome back to MIT Ballpark. Game 3 of the series between the home Canberra Cavalry and the Melbourne Aces. Warwick Petherbridge on play-by-play tonight, joined by Alex Mallion. Hey Alex, how are you?
Great, Woz. How are you going tonight?
Fantastic. What a perfect night for baseball.
Couldn't ask for anything better.
The Cavalry, they're looking to extend their 2-0 so far. Melbourne looking to get their first win in the bank of the season. And we'll see what happens tonight. We'll quickly go through some lineups. The Cavalry with a couple of changes tonight. So we'll go around the diamond for them in a minute, as well as Melbourne. They have a couple of changes as well. But so far looking over, and if you can see it in a moment when the Cavalry players come out, wait till you have a look at these jerseys. They are the specials for this season. The capital across the front, black and orange.
They are looking very good tonight, Woz, I've got to say.
As the crowd is still filing in here. As the players are about to come out onto the field. The Canberra Cavalry lineup. Dusan Rizic. He is the man with the ball tonight in his Cavalry debut. He will pitch to Robbie Perkins. Jerick Suter is at first. Gavin Cicchini will be the man at second. Geordie Barley at shortstop. Those two swap over from the last two nights. Logan Kingham makes his season debut. He's at third base. Kyle Perkins, after the big two home run night last night, he's the man in left. Taylor Colway, he'll be in centre, and David Candless in right field, and the DH will be Zach Wilson. So as we said, a couple of changes. Melbourne's batting lineup, there's only the one change. Yuma Mune, he will lead off again, followed by Hiato Nishiura, the right fielder. Luke Hughes, Delman Young, Quincy Lattimore, the 3-4-5 stay the same for Melbourne. Cody Isano, the centre fielder who's been electric out there, he bats 6. Alan D. San Miguel, he's 7. Ryan Dale comes in tonight for Ellis, he bats 8, and Jared Dale will bat 9 for the Aces.
Interesting to see both teams are tinkering with their lineup still a little bit, Woz, given the early season form, just trying to find that winning combination, particularly Melbourne coming into the game sitting 0-2 for the season.
Well, it's so far the reverse of the series last year down in Melbourne when the Cavs were swept. They're looking to keep the form going early. As we see the players being introduced. An absolutely perfect night. Oh no, I've skipped it. My watch says 30 degrees outside, but it doesn't even feel like that as the shadows are starting to creep over the infield. No. You've got something better, I think. You've got...
Trying to get the old weather app to work. So I've got 28 on the phone. Very, very pleasant Saturday evening here in Canberra so far.
The umpires being introduced. I heard Ben Nash and Connor Casey. I think that's Riley Barrington behind home plate again tonight. He was our plate umpire on Thursday night. Just while we're waiting for the formalities to finish, we're going to take a quick break here at MIT Ballpark and be straight back on Cavalry Live.
Behind these doors, people are home. Resting, settling in, laughing. These are more than just hotel rooms. They are spaces for living. It's a home away from home, your own abode.
rise and rise and you jump, skip and hop and never stop.
Welcome back to MIT Ballpark. As we're just having a slight delay to the start of the game. Here they come now.
Here come the Cavs in those lovely uniforms.
Only available at Jersey's Megastore here in Canberra exclusively.
Just a little bit jealous I wasn't able to pick myself up one here at the ballpark tonight, but we live and learn.
I actually went to Jersey's Megastore yesterday to try and get one, and they didn't have one in my size, so I was a little bit. But it just shows the popularity of them.
Absolutely.
As the Cavs are coming out, being followed by the kids. We'll just pause for a moment while we take in the national anthem. Very well done rendition of the Australian national anthem. Warwick Petherbridge and Alex Mallion, we're on the call tonight.
Very, very close to baseball here in Canberra tonight was.
Oh. Wherever you are watching us here on Cavalry Live, we thank you for joining us tonight here in the nation's capital. And of course, if you'd like to get in touch with us, you can hit us on Twitter with the hashtag Cavalry Live, or you can contact my Twitter handle at @itswastime, WOZ. As we said, we'll just quickly run around the diamond again. Dusan Rusic, he is the man on the bump for Canberra. He is making his cavalry debut after pitching in Melbourne last year, so he knows these hitters. Robbie Perkins he's the catcher and captain. Jarek Suter is at first. Gavin Cicchini at second. Logan Kingham, he's at third. Geordie Barley is at shortstop, then Kyle Perkins in left. Taylor Colway, he is in centre field, and David Candless in right field tonight for the Canberra Cavalry. Leading off for the Melbourne Aces, you've got Yuma Mune. And I tell you what, Alex, this man has some serious leg speed on the bases.
Absolutely. We're playing the hot corner for the Melbourne Aces tonight. You've got to be able to be quick out there.
And the man behind him, Hayato Nishiura, he's not too far behind.
And then you look at their 3, 4, 5 hitters. I mean, Hughes, Young, Lattimore. I mean, that's the teeth of the Aces lineup. There's some pop right there.
And of course, as we said the other night, Delman Young back with the Aces this year. He was here 2 years ago. Was contracted for last year, but was held up playing pro ball. I think it was Venezuela or somewhere like that.
Somewhere South America.
Yeah, and didn't make it over, but he's back this year.
Brings a lot of major league experience to this Aces team.
Former #1 overall draft pick for the Tampa Bay Rays.
And then we see some young players come here first to start their careers, but Young on the tail end here.
Looking to revive his career, to show people that he still has it, and believe me, after the home run he hit here Thursday night, he still has it. As Yuma Mune steps in, we're ready for baseball Saturday night here in the capital.
Here we go.
Rusic gets his sign and comes set. And there is a first pitch called strike.
It's a great way to start your Cavalry pitching career.
0-1 is the count. Ball high, 1-1. Just misses. So quickly the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Nune last night, night 1 he drew a walk. Night 2 he had a first pitch single. And that's outside again. 3-1 is the count. The right-handed Rusic delivers. And Mune takes the walk, ball 4, and there is a walk. So night 1, he got the green light to go, and Robbie Perkins threw him out at second. We'll see if he goes again tonight. I tell you what, I've got the pitch, you've got the runner.
All right, once bitten, twice shy. We'll see what happens.
Oh, they're not shy. Crowd still coming in here. Large crowd.
Aggressive lead here from Mune.
As Hayato Nishiura steps in. Nishiura, the right fielder. And that is a called strike 1. Count is 0-1. Called there by home plate umpire Riley Barrington. That was him. Rusic checks into Une. Even though he was on that longish lead, he was back quite comfortably. He is out to a very good lead. Rusic checks Mune. He's holding it.
There he goes.
Here comes the throw from Perkins. Barley has to get up to get it, so Mune gets to second safely.
Great jump there by Mune. Very aggressive from the aces right out of the traps here tonight.
Count is 1-1. There's Yuma Mune. Perkins, he had a good. It was a good throw. Unfortunately, Barley had to go up to get it. So Mune got in under the tag. He's the man at second. 1-1. Top of the first here. Rusic checks him. As strike 2 is called on Hayato Nishiura. From the Oryx Buffaloes over in Japan. Affiliated with the Aces this year. Rusic set 1-2. And he slaps one into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Cole Perkins is there. He tracks it, fires it into Kingham. And they will hold Mune at third. Melbourne have had problems, Alex, the first 2 nights with base runners being caught between third and home.
Yes, well, obviously trying to keep those runs in on the bases and actually get them across the plate tonight.
Indeed.
Might be a start when you've not won either of your first 2 games.
So 2 on, none out. Yuma Mune, he's the man at third. Hayato Nishiura, he's at first, and I reckon he might get a green light too. Look at this lead. Luke Hughes. As Rusic delivers, and that's outside for ball 1. One of the toughest outs in the Australian Baseball League is Luke Hughes. He knows where he has to go and where he doesn't. A very patient hitter which will frustrate pitchers. Rusic checks the runners. And that is out in the dirt, and Robbie Perkins scoops it up.
Feels like he's been around Australian baseball forever, Luke Hughes.
I was saying it the other night on Thursday, he had a beautiful hit for an RBI double. I think that's probably the most repeated phrase in Australian baseball in the last 20 years. 2-0 is the count on him. Make that 3-0. There's Rusic.
Bit of a loose start from the new Cavalry starter.
Yeah. You don't want to load the bags for the next man. Rusic checks over to first. Nishiura. He's back comfortably. Mune has a look and decides against it. But he was ready in case that ball got past first baseman Jarek Suter. 3-0 the count to Hughes. Rusic delivers. And that is low, ball 4. That is a 4-pitch walk, which loads the bases.
And that'll bring up former Major League All-Star with the bases loaded here in the top of the first.
2012 ALCS MVP Delman Young. And I can tell you, he didn't have a good night by his standards last night. Yeah, I think he had a base hit, but he had a couple of strikeouts. But I can tell you what, after seeing what he did Thursday night, there's still a lot of pop in that bat, and he comes in. The bases are loaded. Nune at third. Rusic comes set. And Delman Young gets under this, and that has gone a long way back. He has got every piece of that gone. Grand slam, Delman Young.
He has just tattooed that ball over the fence in left centre field, right past the Dare Ice Coffee sign. And that is the kind of damage Delman Young can do.
And all of a sudden, with none out in the top of the first, Melbourne has a 4-0 lead.
And it goes without saying, this is not the kind of start that Rusic wanted to make to his Cavalry career.
Not at all, my friend. Not at all. But this is what Melbourne has done now in their first 4 batters, what they failed to do the first 2 nights, and that was get multiple runners on and capitalise, and that is exactly what Delman Young did then.
Quincy Lattimore now stepping in with the bases empty now that Delman Young's done his thing.
So they start again. Called strike 1 on Lattimore. And that's low in the dirt outside for ball 1. 1-1 is the count. Apologies if you're watching at home. We are having a small issue with our score bug at the moment. We're trying to get it fixed. Please bear with us as Ruchis delivers. And that is outside and past the outstretched reach of Robbie Perkins. That's exactly the start that Melbourne would have been looking for. They haven't been able to do that, and they've done it tonight as Lattimore takes it high and inside, and that is ball 3. It is 3-1. And all of a sudden, Melbourne in the top of the first. As Rusic delivers, and that is high and inside again.
Robbie Perkins trotting out to have a chat with Rusic, I'm sorry. Just try and settle down his starter and get him back on track. None out here in the top of the first. Melbourne already with a 4-0 lead.
And already, Keith Ward is already sending people up to the bullpen. I can see Steve Kent. He's one of them. He's leading the charge up there. Maybe just precaution. Let's see how Rusic responds. Lattimore the man at first. And there is a called strike 1 on Cody Isano from home plate umpire Riley Barrington. That is high, ball 1. Lattimore at first, he leads away. Along the ground, Sano, but that is foul down the third base side. Count is 1-2. There's Dusan Rusic. He comes set. He delivers. And there is a laser into left field from Cody Isano. That will drop in for a base hit to Cole Perkins. And all of a sudden, what Melbourne hadn't been able to do in the first 2 nights, they're doing big time here. We are up to hitter number 7.
And just a reminder, folks, there are still none out here in the top of the first.
As the shadows start to creep in over the infield. And the lights are on here at MIT Ballpark. Rusic delivers outside and ball 1. We talked about briefly before, Alex, Luke Hughes and him knowing where his areas are. This is another man in this Melbourne lineup, Alan D. San Miguel. You can't pitch around him.
No, another very experienced player.
Lattimore leads away from second, and he caught Rusic's eye, who checked him. He fires it in there, and that's a called strike one. And this is good batting from the Aces, not only because of the runs. Now that they've got a few against Rusic, they're making him work. 1-1. Checks Lattimore. Fouled off. Down into towards Snake Gully, and you'll probably see about 1,200 kids chasing that ball. That has gone fair onto a car. Parked against the fence. Count is 1-2.
These Melbourne hitters are already really working the counts in these at-bats to make Rusic work early in this inning, early in this game, sorry.
Could be a hitter's night tonight. 1-2 on Desan Miguel. Rusic delivers, and Desan has gotten under that one. Outfielder Taylor Colway, he's under at the centre fielder, and he catches it to retire the first out, but it also holds the runners where they are. So Colway has had some spectacular work out there already in the two games that we've seen of him in the capital, the San Diego Padres prospect. As this brings in Ryan Dale. We didn't see him Thursday night, Friday night, making his season debut tonight. And he steps in. Quincy Lattimore, the runner at second. Cody Isano at first. Rusic in there for a called strike one. Yeah, I work the old pencil and scorebook, mate. I work it the old-fashioned way. It works, though.
Oh, absolutely.
0-1. The count on Ryan Dale. He slaps one into right field. David Candless going back. He's underneath it for the second out. Lattimore tags, and he is digging for third and will make it there standing. But Cody Isano, he holds it first. So all of a sudden, Rusic, who hadn't retired the first six, has retired the next two. Two out. But two out, and the number 9 here, Jared Dale, he steps into the box for the Aces. A reminder, this is the top of the first.
Canberra trying to get out of here with just that Delman Young Grand Slam home run on the board.
Rusic delivers. Sano goes, here's the throw, and he is in there. Perfect throw from Robbie Perkins, but an amazing jump from Cody Isano.
They're not shy about stealing bases, these Melbourne Aces, are they?
It didn't work for them night one, night two. They got caught as many times as they made it. But tonight it's working. 1-0 the count. As Dale swings through mightily and misses for strike one. One and one is the count. Quincy Lattimore, he is at third. Cody Asano is at second. And once again, we apologise. We do have a problem with our score bug. We are trying to get it fixed at the moment. Please bear with us. Rusic set 1-1. And that is outside, ball 2. Rusic 2-1. As Dale swings through again and misses for strike 2. That's Jared Dale. I should probably emphasise that because there's the Dale brothers, they're in the team tonight for Melbourne. The number 9 hitter. 2-2. 2 out here, top of the first. Rusic set. And that is a called strike 3 on Jared Dale from umpire Riley Barrington, home plate umpire Riley Barrington, but not before Melbourne does damage here in the top of the first from a Delman Young Grand Slam. It is 4-0 Melbourne at the end of the top of the first on Cavalry Live. Here he comes. Sarge is out there, waving to all the kids. On the Bale and Ag buggy, he loves it. So we'll quickly flip over and we'll go through. Geordie Barley, he's the lead-off man for Canberra. David Candelas will bat second. Gavin Cicchini, he's 3. Zach Wilson 4. Jarek Suter 5. That's been the 3-4-5 all 3 nights here. Taylor Colway bats 6. Kyle Perkins, he bats 7. His brother Robbie bats 8. And Logan Kingham, the third baseman, he bats 9. And we'll head around the diamond. Wesley Helsebeck, sorry Wesley. Helsebeck, he is the starting pitcher from Melbourne. We were talking to the Aces pitching coach before the game, and they were saying he has been a reliever. They are trying to transition to him being a starter. Jim Colburn, he is looking, the Aces pitching coach, he is looking for things tonight from Helsebeck to see how he goes with this transition. Alan D. San Miguel, he's the catcher. Luke Hughes at first. Ryan Dale is at second base. Yuma Mune is the third baseman. Jared Dale at shortstop. Quincy Lattimore, the left fielder. Cody Isano at centre, and wait till you see him if anything's hit in his general direction, and I mean 2 steps from left, 2 steps from right, he's all over it. And Hayato Nishiura, the right fielder, for the Melbourne Aces on the diamond tonight. And now, as we look at Helsebeck, we were told high 80s on the fastball, not overpowering, but has the ability to pinpoint it at will, and has a very good breaking assortment of pitches, which will work in his favour against this Cavalry lineup. Geordie Barley steps in. He's another one of the San Diego Padres prospects that are here in Canberra this year. Got a few from a few different clubs this year. As Helsebeck is ready, Barley steps in. And he fires. And Barley swings through for strike 1.
Barley not mucking around to start with, going after the first offering from Helsebeck. Spent the season as a member of the Tri-City Dust Devils, playing single A for the Padres organisation. Barley.
Oh, I love these.
Oh.
That one misses, 1-1. I love some of these minor league team names.
There's some crackers out there, aren't they?
My new favourite, the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
I knew you were going to say that, mate.
Helsebeck delivers. Barley swings and misses again.
That's another big hack from Barley.
He doesn't wonder.
No, absolutely.
From the limited at bats I've seen, from about the 10 at bats I've seen, he's not going to go out wondering. Is Geordie Barley? He's quickly down 1-2. As Helsebeck delivers, he fouls that off the tail of the bat over the Aces dugout, and that's hit a spectator. But she got the ball, so she's okay.
Sure, Keith Ward's loving seeing this kind of aggression out of his lead-off hitter, particularly with the Cavs already down 4-0, looking to get on the board.
1-2 the count on Geordie Barley. Helsebeck delivers. And Barley, he lines that into left field. The left fielder Lattimore was around a long way. He's got to come down the line to track it. Barley is digging for second. He's got to get down, and does, under the tag of Ryan Dale, and he is in there with a stand-up double.
And that's a great piece of running.
He's not a stand-up double. It's a sliding double.
It's a double.
I think in 2 and a bit games, that is the first person we've actually seen that's had to slide into second base.
But that was a great piece of base running from Barley. I mean, ball off the bat, he's not thinking about first. You'd see as soon as he's out of that batter's box, the only thing he's thinking about is second base, digging for that double.
But that was the thing. Lattimore was around a long way to his left in left field. He had to track around down near the line to come get it. Barley saw that and he was off. He's the man at second. He is on a long lead. David Candelas. Is that his ball 1 in the dirt? Candelas 2 for 5 last night. And you'd take that you'd take 400 from David Candelas every night of the season.
Absolutely, out of your number 2 hitter.
Well, that's the thing. He's only the number 2 hitter in this lineup. In most lineups, he'd be batting 3, 4, 5. He's still got some serious power, David Candelas. as he faces Elzebek right up the middle, and that's come off the glove, and then off the glove of the shortstop, Jared Dale. Barley has noticed this. He's turning for home and scores comfortably. So all of a sudden, Canberra, they have their first run and there's none out.
Chipping away. Another great piece of base running there by Barley. Again, just quick as a flash off that base, and was always thinking about the double there. Always thinking about home plate, never contemplating stopping at third.
It is scored as a base hit for Candelas, which it should, because Elzebek, he did quite an effort, but it came off his glove, and then I think the hop off his glove affected Jared Dale, who got a bad hop at short, and he missed it as well. Cicchini is in. Cicchini, he is outstanding. Former New York Met, 36 games in the major leagues a couple of years ago. Cicchini, he was 2 for 4 last night. He had a double and a single. He's quickly up 2-0. So, I don't think we were wrong with our assessment, Alex. This could be a hitter's night here. 2-0.
This could be a very high-scoring game.
Candelas at first. Cicchini lasers that, but that has gone foul down the first base line.
Looks pretty off the bat, but it is, at the end of the day, nothing more than a long strike.
Oh, I tell you what, this man, I watched him take batting practice today. If he gets a hold of one, those cars out in left field are going to, the Candelas detailing lot, there's going to be some damage. Candelas is the man at first. 2-1 is the count on Cicchini, and he gets under one. That has gone back to left. Lattimore is there as he waits under it and takes the catch for the first out.
What do you think? He got 70% of that? It wasn't far off.
We've seen a few in the early innings here in the first 2 nights, Alex. I think Luke Hughes had the longest one on Thursday night. It was about 398 foot caught out right on the warning track in dead centre.
We've had some windy days. I don't think there's much wind around tonight, but I mean, if there was, carry some of these balls out tonight, I think.
Zach Wilson, the DH, he steps in. Fan favourite here in Canberra. And that is outside for ball 1. Apologies, we'll try and give you the score regularly. It is 4-1 Canberra as we are still working out the issues with our scoring bug. 1-0 the count. Candelas is going. San Miguel doesn't get a chance to get a throw off. The pitch was low and inside. He had to get it in the glove. And David Candelas had a brilliant jump.
Some very aggressive baseball being played by both teams here in the first inning.
Well, all of a sudden, Canberra with 1 out, and then you've got Wilson and Suter and a run in scoring position. And that is probably why you have David Candelas batting higher up the order, because he's got phenomenal leg speed. I don't know if even with a stronger arm as San Miguel, he would have got the candy on that jump. 2-0. Elzebek delivers. And there is a called strike on the outside. All of a sudden, we've got a ball game. 2-1 the count on Zach Wilson. And he holds off that one high, and it is 3-1. If you're just joining us, Melbourne in the top of the first. Walk, hit, walk. Grand slam to Delman Young. The ace has got the jump early, as that is a called strike on the outside and fills the count up at 3-2. And then Dusan Ruzic settled a little, got out of the inning without any more damage, and Canberra, they've got 1 here in the bottom of the first already. Geordie Barley. 1 out, full count. Elzebek set. He lines one straight up the middle. That is going to get past the glove of the diving Dale. Candelas comes round from second to score, and all of a sudden it is 4-2.
We've got ourselves a ball game.
Indeed we do, my friend. Indeed we do. As and not only were the Melbourne runners going, we're seeing some aggressive base running from Canberra. Keith Ward not afraid to send his runners. Barley stealing second. Candler stealing second. Jarek Suter, he's the man in. Fouls it back to the screen, and that would have been yours, my friend.
I think that was coming right in the window of the commentary box bar for that net behind home plate. Had that all day long.
And they must have hosed the net down today, because after all the dust and stuff around here yesterday, every time the ball hit the net last night, it was just a puff of dust. Helsevek set. He looks at Wilson. Delivers. That's high, and Suter has just gotten up under this. The second baseman, Dale. That's Ryan Dale. He takes it comfortably for the second out. So 2 away, and Taylor Colway. Thursday night, Friday night. He has hit home runs. I don't think he has another base hit. It's all or nothing. For Taylor Colway. Yep. 2 hits, 2 home runs. As Helsevek throws over. I think it was just more, just to check it. Wilson is the man at first. Pitches to Colway, and that is low and inside for ball 1. One and 0 the count. Helsevek delivers. And that is in there for a called strike 1. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Helsevek so far, the Melbourne starter. He has given up a couple of runs, but he seems to have found a good rhythm. Tall left-hander, comes set. That one is in the dirt and well blocked by Alan D. San Miguel. I was saying the other night, if there are any young catchers at home watching our stream, you could do worse than pay attention to Alan D. San Miguel when he blocks. The man is outstanding. Count is 2-1.
Well, the Cavs also not too short of catchers themselves with the Perkins boys.
Colway lines that up the middle. Shortstop Dale, he gets it and fires it over, and called safe off the bag by first base umpire Ben Nash.
And Luke Hughes does not like that call. He thinks he got him on the tag.
Out comes John Deeble. Well, this has been a staple of this series here in Canberra, at least in the first inning or two. Thursday night it was after the first batter. Last night I think it was 4 or 5 in the top of the first, as John Deeble comes out to talk to home plate umpire Ben Nash.
Obviously no video umpire here in the ABL.
Not at all.
I dare say this call's going to stand.
Well, that's the thing though. He's remonstrating with him, but I mean it's a judgment call.
Absolutely.
If first base umpire Ben Nash has called what he's seen, I mean the only thing you could do is maybe ask home plate umpire Riley Barrington if he saw something different. But they haven't done that. And all of a sudden, here we go. The umpires are getting together. And they're just going to have a bit of a chat. Ben Nash wants to just see if home plate umpire Riley Barrington or Connor Casey saw something different on that play. Casey would have been checking Wilson at second. And they're having a conference right now. So at the moment, we're just waiting for a decision. It is 2 out. That would be side away if the call is overturned. At the moment, the call is safe. Taylor Colway, he's the man in question. He hit it straight to shortstop. Jared Dale.
Safe.
Call stands. So Jared Dale, he thought about running to the bag when he fielded the ball, but he decided to throw. The throw was high, Hughes had to come off the bag, but I don't think Hughes is saying that he beat him to the bag. I think what Hughes is saying is he tagged him on the way through.
Luke, who's still not happy with the call.
And John Deeble is still having a conversation with home plate umpire Riley Barrington. And they're still having a chat, but Helsebeck, he's just having a couple to warm up, because after a couple of minutes of this, as John Deeble is still talking. And what's the old saying? You might not change their mind, and you might not win this one, but you've got some credit in the bank for the next one. As Deeble heads back to the dugout, and Colway is called safe.
Seems like it's all diffused now.
And I would say that is on an E6, as there is an error on the board, and the throw was high.
And now, if you remember back to the top of the inning, and that Delman Young Grand Slam home run, believe it or not, now with the score 4-2, the batter, Robbie Perkins, actually represents the go-ahead run for the Cavs.
Actually, I like where your head's at, but this is Kyle.
Ah.
Kyle first.
These brothers.
Even flow by Pearl Jam means
brothers.
Kyle. The older brother off a 2-home run night last night. And the breaking pitch misses high for ball one. So, as mentioned last night, one of the front office staff here at Canberra said I'd get you a hamburger from one of our lovely food trucks here for every home run you hit. The called strike one. The Hamburgers for Homers campaign, they called it. And now all of a sudden they've said, nope, we'll supply the burgers. You're off the hook. 1-1 is the count on Perkins. Wilson at second, Colway at first. 2 down. Bottom of the first as Perkins swings through and just misses that one.
There's a big hack there. I think he saw the hamburger on that pitch.
I don't know. I think he picked it. He picked fastball. He just went under it. He's down in the count, 1 and 2. Canberra with runners at first and second. Helsebeck set. That one is in the dirt. Well blocked again by Alan D. San Miguel.
Another good piece of catching by D. San Miguel right there.
Now, just to your point earlier, I'm not picking on any catcher in this league. I just watching the footwork and the body work and where the glove is positioned of Alan D. San Miguel, just for his blocking. It's just amazing to watch. It is textbook blocking. 2 and 2. Here's the count on Kyle Perkins as he asks for time and gets it. Zach Wilson is the runner at second. Taylor Colway, he's the man at first. And I tell you what, if Perkins gets one, watch Colway. He is fast. 2 and 2. As he swings through and misses strike 3. So Canberra, the side is retired, but not before they get 2 back. We are at the bottom of the first here at MIT Ballpark. It is Melbourne 4, Canberra 2 on Cavalry Live.
If you're about to make university decisions, make sure you stand out from the crowd. UC is ACT's #1 uni for graduate employment and starting salaries. UC has work placements in every degree. UC is designed specifically for Canberra and the region. Run your own race at the University of Canberra. Apply now, get UC qualified and run circles around the rest.
Welcome back here on Cavalry Live. Top of the second, Melbourne 4, Canberra 2. This inning is brought to you by our friends at Abode Hotel Group. Wonderful hotels around the Canberra area and of course across Australia. Proud sponsors of us here at Cavalry Live and Baseball in Canberra, and we thank them. Dusan Rusic, he is back on the bump here in the second. Had a big jam in the first, and Melbourne got a jump on him, but he did come back well.
Well, that strikeout to end the first inning, that really would have given him a lot of confidence moving forward. Yes, he got got a bit of a touch-up earlier, particularly from Delman Young. But as I say, that strikeout really would have helped his confidence heading into the top of the second right here.
And of course, now we're in the second. We come back to the top of the Melbourne order. They batted all the way through in the first. So if you're playing at home, it'll be Yuma Mune, Hiato Nishiura, and Luke Hughes, and they were the same in the top of the first. Mune, he seems like a very patient hitter.
He drew that lead-off walk to lead the game off earlier.
He had a big home run on Thursday night, so he does have power as well, Rusic. He misses inside, and that's ball one. If you're just joining us, it is the top of the second. Melbourne lead 4-2. As Rusic delivers, Mune pops that one foul down the third base side. Count is even at 1-1. We apologise again. We have just got our score bug. It looks like it'll be up again probably in the next inning. We're just working on some problems. As Mune fouls another one off, and it is 1-2. Rusic comes set, delivers. Mune has smacked that down the first base line, and that has that gone over the fence?
That has gone over the fence.
That has indeed, and that is a home run. I'm sorry, I just lost that in the sunlight. Yuma Mune with his second home run of the season.
You can see Candless, he's sprinting, and then you can see he just broke into a bit of a trot as he saw the ball sail over the fence there in right field.
Yuma Mune has just lost that one in the light. As it's that time of night where the sunlight is fading and the floodlights are taking over here at MIT Ballpark. It is now. That's better. Hayato Nishiura. He steps in and takes ball one. So all of a sudden, Melbourne, as Nishiura hits it along the first baseman, Jarek Suter takes it on the two-hop and steps on the bag for the first out. Luke Hughes steps in, and he had a walk in the first.
See how Hughes responds to that. A bit of disappointment in the field with that questionable call at first base. See if he takes it out on this next pitch.
He is one man on a baseball field I wouldn't want to make angry. That is high and outside for ball one. A few years ago, we were calling an ABL Championship Series back when he was with the Heat. And the eyes on that man in the batting box is just scary as he pops this one up into, as Barley calls off Kingham and takes the catch, the shortstop. He's covered a lot of ground in foul territory there.
Great play there by Barley. He noticed there that Kingham sort of wasn't 100% under the ball and just broke onto it.
Well,
help his teammate out there. Great fielding by the Cavs.
Well, as you know, on the infield, shortstop has the call. And maybe, I think you're exactly right there, Alex. Realised that Kingham was maybe twisting himself around the wrong way, and he had a better read on the ball. It's 2 out here. As Delman Young steps in, and he's hacking at the first pitch again, but this one is foul down the first base line. So, of course, Delman is 1 for 1 tonight. He has 4 RBI with a grand slam. And as you can see in a moment, our score bug will be coming back as Young swings again. This one is going back to left field. Perkins back, watches it go, and Delman Young homers for the second time tonight. And it is the second inning.
How about this night from Delman Young? As you say, this is the second inning. The game tonight, it's 7:45 here. The game's only been going 45 minutes. And Delman Young is 2 for 2 with 2 home runs.
Wherever you are, call your friends. Call somebody. It is. The balls are flying tonight, and the Aces now have cancelled the 2 out that the Cavalry scored in the bottom of the first. It is 6-2 Melbourne.
And Young also responsible for 5 of those 6
RBIs.
Aces runs.
Quincy Lanamore, he steps in. Now, you can't see much of the Cavalry bullpen now because they've got that black sheeting there as Rusic delivers. And that is high and inside as well. And I got to think, there's got to be somebody getting ready behind that screen.
When you've got players like Steve Kent in your bullpen that you can call on in situations like this.
No, you can't. Lattimore hits along the ground. Kingan comes up with the backhanded throw and fires over to first. Suter, he had to go and get it, and he has missed the tag according to first base umpire Ben Nash.
It's a great piece of glove work there by Kingham. Hard hit ball down the left field line, taking on his backhand. Just unfortunately had to throw a little bit away from Suter right there on first base.
And that will be scored as a throwing error. E5. Suter the same, tried to spin and make the tag, but didn't do it. So this inning continues. Lattimore. Oh, Perkins fires over to first. Lattimore back.
Just safe there at first base, Lattimore.
Lattimore back, but and a bit of a pat there. I think Suter might have hit him a little higher around the shoulder area on the tag, just saying, sorry, mate. That's what we do over here. Rusic delivers, and that is missed as well, and it is 2-0. So this is the 15th batter that Melbourne has, and we're only, an inning. We're not even through the top half of the second for Melbourne. They are bringing it tonight as he squibs it off the end of the bat here, Cody Isano. And over to Suter for the 1-3 out, and that retires the side for Melbourne. But not before Melbourne tack on another 2 solo home runs, one to Yumamune and Delman Young again. It is 6-2 Melbourne here, midway through the second at MIT Ballpark.
Come home to your Jarrah. For your kind of play, your kind of family, your kind of day, and your kind of neighbourhood. We introduce your kind of community for your kind of value. South Jarrah-Bombra.
We are back on Cavalry Live, bottom of the second, which is brought to you by our great friends at Rolf Motors here in Canberra. Great partner of Cavalry Live. And we've got our scoring bug back through 2 innings. Dusan Rustic, he has had 49 pitches for the Cavalry. Wesley Helsebeck, he has 25 for the Melbourne, 28, sorry, I've just been told for the Melbourne Aces. As we've just gotten our scorebug back up, and if you've just joined us and seen it, that is not a typo. It is 6-2 Melbourne. Delman Young, 2 at bats, 2 home runs over the left field fence. He has 5 RBI. One of them was a grand slam in the top of the first. Robbie Perkins steps in. Had the 9 off last night, Robbie. As Helsebeck delivers, and that is high, ball 1. This will be interesting, as it looks like this breeze has started to blow here as he swings through and misses for strike 1. I don't know what I'm still learning the directions here, Alex, but it's basically blowing from the right field corner to the left field corner, straight across the field. And that is outside, ball 2. Count as 2 balls and 1 strike on Robbie Perkins.
What are we calling that, a westerly?
Oh, well, I don't know the directions here yet, so I'm learning it.
Sun. Can't see it from our commentary position.
Helsebeck misses again. 3-1 on Robbie Perkins. Helsebeck He comes set and delivers as Perkins swings through and misses for strike 2 when the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Helsebeck. He delivers to Perkins and he pops that one foul down into Snake Gully, which of course is the foul territory behind the bleachers on the first base side. And it has that name because you don't want to go in there because it is full of snakes. Count is 3-2 on Robbie Perkins. Helsebeck delivers, and that is high, ball 4. So Canberra has a runner here in the bottom of the second.
Always good to get your lead-off man on. Come hell or high water, always good to get your lead-off runner on, particularly when you're down 6-2 in the bottom of the second.
Logan Kingham, he steps in. This is his first at bat for the season. Perkins leading away from first. And he fouls that one off, Logan Kingham, and the count is 0-1.
Kingham not messing around here, his first at bat, and taking a good hack at the first pitch.
Robbie Perkins leads away from first. Helsebeck delivers, and that is fouled again by Kingham. I don't know if Robbie Perkins has the green light to run. I know he's quick, but it's 0-2. Kingham slaps that one foul down the first base side. And that one is gone as well. I keep dropping my pencil on the floor. It's not fun.
Makes it difficult to score.
It really does. Helsebeck looks over and just, easy as you like, just throws it to Luke Hughes at first. Just to make sure that he's just letting Robbie Perkins know, mate, I know you're there.
As you say, Perkins might not be running, but Helsebeck just wants to make sure Perkins knows that too.
Keep him honest.
Exactly.
0-2 is the count on Kingham. Helsebeck fires. Kingham swings through and misses for strike 3, and that is the first out here in the bottom of the second. Geordie Barley steps in. He had the double in his first at bat. We can't even score tonight. It was the double to left field. Lattimore was a long way around from the line. But big ballpark here at MIT. Perkins the runner at first. Helsebeck comes set. And that is in the dirt for ball 1. And I was saying this the other night, Alex. I think that at this ballpark, with just how big it is, anything along the lines is a straightaway double.
Oh yeah, I mean
anything along the lines, because as well it doesn't. The wall doesn't come in. There's a lot of foul territory if it spins around. 1-0. Geordie Barley has popped that straight up, and Umamune takes the catch for the second out.
To go back to your point about the dimensions here at MIT Ballpark, you can see from our commentary position where Lattimore's standing, fielding in left field. There is just an acre of space between where he is and the left field line. Any hit down that left field line, yeah, exactly like what Barley did in the first inning to lead the Cavs off. It's got double written all over it.
David Candless steps in, and he had the infield single that bounced off Helsebeck's glove and then off Jared Dale, and he delivers. And Candless has popped this up, and it is going foul. It is gone. Count is 0-1. Candless 1 for 1 tonight. He has one of the 2 RBIs for Canberra. Candless 3 for 6 on the season, batting .500. What an important member of this Cavalry squad he is. Robbie Perkins, the runner at first. Helsebeck delivers. Candless off the end of his bat, straight to the first baseman, Luke Hughes, who picks it up and steps on the bag for the third out. And Canberra failed to add any in this inning. It is 6-2 at the bottom of the second here at MIT Ballpark on Cavalry Live.
Come home to your Jarrah. For your kind of play, your kind of family, your kind of day, and your kind of neighbourhood. We introduce your kind of community for your kind of value. South Jarrah-Bombra.
And we're back here at the top of the third here at MIT Ballpark. And it is 6-2 Melbourne. Dusan Rusic. He's back out there for Canberra.
No runs for the Cavs in that inning. That's the first half an inning where there were no runs in this game so far.
45 pitches through 2 for Rusic.
49. 49 pitches.
I thought it was 49, but the Tim Howe statistician on the score track, he's all over it. We'll see if it changes. But
well, whether it's 45 or 49,
he's had to face 15 batters in the first 2 innings.
You don't need to be a baseball expert to know that's a lot of pitches to throw in 2 innings of work.
Good as well. Alan D. San Miguel, he will lead off for Melbourne here in the top half of the third, followed by Ryan Dale, the second baseman, and Jared Dale, the shortstop. It is the bottom third of the Melbourne order on their second run through here in the top of the third. Rusic fires, and D. San Miguel fouls that one off. And that is going to land on the bleachers, I think. Whoa! And that has hit a spectator, and we hope they're okay. Oh.
That's nasty.
That has gone up over the safety netting, and that has struck a spectator. I think it was right on top of the head too, and we hope that spectator is okay as first aid is heading over. The count is 0-1 on D. San Miguel. Rusic set, and that is outside for ball 1. Just 1-1 the count here. Rusic delivers. D. San Miguel fouls that off down the third base line. And we have light in the commentary box here at MIT Ballpark. Love it. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on Alan D. San Miguel. Rusic delivers, and that is a long foul. Down over the first base line. So you know, the lady is being seen to by our ground medical staff. That is outside. The count is 2-2. Fantastic volunteers and staff we have here at MIT Ballpark. Rusic delivers. D. San Miguel swings through and misses for strike 3. And I believe that is the second, well no, it is the second strikeout for Rusic tonight. As in steps Ryan Dale. And that just misses for ball one. 1-0 is the count on Ryan Dale. And make that 2-0. You got to wonder how much more of a leash Rusic is going to get. He has got one out here. As Rindale hits that along the ground, and Barley goes as far as he can to his left, but it just gets past him as it just hits the tip of his glove.
Just out of Barley's reach.
And that is a one-out single to Rindale.
Just to touch on your point about Rusic, as you say, we can't really see what's going on in the Cavs bullpen at the moment, so we'll see how long Keith Ward leaves his starter out there.
Well, I'd say as long as he can start putting up some zeros on the board as he delivers. Jared Dale shapes the bunt but pulls back as it is ball one. Count is 1-0. It is the top of the third here at MIT Ballpark. The Melbourne Aces leading 6-2. As he fires it, and Jared Dale pops this one up. Jerick Suter in foul territory just behind first, and he takes it comfortably for out number 2. And now we head back to the top of the Melbourne order, and this is where they've been doing the damage. Yuma Mune, he is 1 for 1, but he also has a walk. He has scored twice. One of them being the solo home run that he put over the fence in the last inning. Rusic delivers, and that is high and outside for ball one. The score is correct, but we are having trouble with the pitch count on our tracker at the moment. And low and inside for ball two.
Dale, another Melbourne runner, getting a good lead at first base. Might we see another steal?
Oh, I don't think so. I think John Deeble is going to be quite content in the fact that he has a 4-run cushion and he knows the bats are working. As Rusic comes in, and that is a called strike from home plate umpire Riley Barrington. Count is 3-1. Rusic delivers, and that is there. Yuma Mune, I like this. He did this again. He did this last night. He thought he was. I think the count was the same, 3-1, and he thought the pitch missed, and he started taking a couple of steps towards first and was brought back.
Batters hate that.
Well, it doesn't matter. 3-2, 2 out, so you know that Ryan Dale will be moving on this pitch regardless. As Rusic delivers, there goes Dale, and it is missed for ball 4.
And that's another close one right there.
Well, we were talking about it the other night. So it's when the pitches go your way, and, you know, as the home team, it's a good job. It's a close call. And if it doesn't, it's unlucky. So that one was unlucky for Dusan Rusic.
Someone else trotting out to the Cavs bullpen. Hard to see who it is, but we might see some movement shortly.
I think it'll just be dependent on, with 2 out, what Rusic does here. And he draws the hit out of Hayato Nishiura. Suda fields it, but Nishiura has to go back because by the time Suda picked the ball up, Nishiura was past him, but Suda wisely lets it roll foul.
Very smart play by Suda, letting that ball roll foul.
Realised that he had no play, so just watches it roll. Isn't it? That's the best thing though. It's the worst thing as a runner. When you've got a good jump, and Nishiura did. By the time it got to Suda, he was already past him. So Suda wisely letting it roll foul. The count is 0-1. Ryan Dale is the runner at second. Yuma Mune is the runner at first for the Melbourne Aces with 2 out. Rusic delivers. And that is in there for a called strike 2, and Nishiura is down quickly 0-2. Just updating. As Rusic comes set, and Nishiura pops that foul, and it just clears the fence over on the third base side. Still 0-2. Everything looks to be going well over there. Medical staff and the great cavalry volunteers and medical staff after a spectator was struck by a foul ball. 0-2. 2 out, 2 on for Melbourne. Can Canberra get out of this one? Rusic delivers, and that is high. Ball one. Classic play there. 0-2 down. Try and climb the ladder. Make the batsman chase, but Nishiura, he wasn't having a bar of it. Hughes, he's on deck. Delman Young, he's the man in the hole for the Aces, and he's had a brilliant night so far. Comes set. Checks Dale at second. Rusic delivers, and that is outside. 2-2. Two and two out. Rusic delivers. And that is low and inside, but well blocked by Canberra catcher Robbie Perkins.
Full count here. Runners will be moving on the pitch again.
Indeed they will. Melbourne looking to extend this inning and try and extend their lead. It is 6-2 at the moment. Here in the top of the third. Rusic. He comes set. He delivers, and that is high, ball 4. So that loads the bases for Melbourne with 2 out here in the top of the third.
And that's unfortunate for Rusic, remembering there that he did have the batter 0-2 there to walk him on 4 straight pitches. Very much a shame. Trying to get out of this inning here, the Cavs.
Here comes manager Keith Ward. And we'll see what happens. He is coming out to have a chat. And I think that will be all we will see of Dusan Rusic as he takes the ball from him.
Yep, that's it.
While we're waiting to see who comes out of the bullpen, we're going to take a break. It is 6-2 Aces here on Cavalry Live.
Follow the boats to the view at the top, from the snap of the dawn to the pick of the crop. Across the horizon you jump, skip and hop, and never stop.
Behind these doors, people are home. Resting, settling in, laughing. These are more than just hotel rooms. They are spaces for living. It's a home away from home, your own abode.
If you're about to make university decisions, make sure you stand out from the crowd. UC is ACT's #1 uni for graduate employment and starting salaries. UC has work placements in every degree. UC is designed specifically for Canberra and the region. Run your own race at the University of Canberra. Apply now, get UC qualified, and run circles around the rest.
We are back here on Cavalry Live. Josh Warner, he is the man who's gotten the call from manager Keith Ward. He comes into this This is his season debut as well. And he comes in, and what a way to be welcomed into a game, Alex. Not only now you've got Luke Hughes, he's the man in. So we'll recap it. It's 6-2 Aces. Ryan Dale is the runner at third. Yumamune at second. Hayato Nishiura is at first. There are 2 out here. It is the top of the third. Josh Warner, the man on the bump. And if he can get through Hughes, Canberra will be very relieved. He comes set. Looks at the runners. And that is low and outside for ball one. Two out here. Top of the third. Warner checks the runners. Curve is in there. First strike one. Count is even at 1-1. Melbourne looking to extend on this 6-2 lead that they have here early. Warner likes what he sees from catcher Robbie Perkins. He checks his runners. He delivers. Breaking pitch outside. Hughes thought about it but didn't chase. Count is 2-1. This is a big moment in this game, Alex Mallion.
Well, 2-1. This is a hitter's count. This is Hughes will be looking to do some damage on this pitch.
And not only that, the runners are incredibly fast. Anything into the outfield as Warner delivers, and that is low. Ball 3. 3-1. Here comes, if it's close, I think someone of the caliber of Luke Hughes, he's probably got the permission from John Deeble to go.
This will be an interesting pitch. Nowhere to put this runner at 3-1.
This is a big moment in this game, ladies and gentlemen. 3-1 the count. Josh Warner, he delivers. Hughes gets up and under that. David Candless is coming around from right field. He has lost it in the lights. He's going back and takes a spectacular catch in the end.
By Candless.
Candless was coming around, trying to track that ball. He held his hands out saying, I can't see, I can't see. He's come in, then had to go back and taken a very, very good catch in the end to retire this Melbourne Aces side here in the top of the third. Fantastic play by Candless, Alex.
Made it look a little bit more difficult than it probably needed to be, but they all count. Anything that lands in your glove as an outfielder, you'll take it.
But, so for the first time tonight, no runs in the inning for the Melbourne Aces.
They won't know what to do with themselves.
As Canberra get out of a big, big hole.
And just one more point on that Candless catch. If that hits the deck, it's loaded bases. One definitely scores, 2 probably score, and that's the ball game blown wide open here in the top of the third.
It's not 2, my friend. As we were watching Candless, the runner at first, Hayato Nishiura, was rounding third and heading for home. If that ball hits the dirt, all 3 runners were in for Melbourne.
You're on an island out there in right field. It was Candless or nothing.
And once again, as he's done time and time again in this ballpark, David Candless comes up with the big play.
He makes the play.
And now we lead off here at the bottom of the third as the Cornhole Championships are finished here for the night. It'll be Gavin Cicchini, Zach Wilson and Jarek Suter. They'll be the first 3 in for the Cavalry, the meat of this lineup. 3, 4, 5.
Well, that's what you want when you're down 6-2.
And what are your impressions so far? I know we've only seen him for 2 innings, but what are you liking so far about Helsebeck for Melbourne? I think he's found a very good rhythm.
Look, he seems dialed in. Like, he hasn't had, Ruzic was a bit wild, a bit wayward at times, but Helsebeck really seems like he's brought his A game tonight.
Well, as I said, we were lucky to talk with Aces pitching coach Jim Calhoun before the game, and he was saying Helsebeck transitioning from the bullpen to being a starter. They have a few things that they're looking at him tonight as he was making that transition. Cicchini steps in. He is 0 for 1, and that is high for ball 1. as the wind has picked up, and that was what you might have noticed moving our camera out in centre field. Cicchini slaps that to centre field. Sano hustles in to try and get there, but realises that it is going to drop. So wisely pulls up, and that is a single to centre field for Gavin Cicchini. And Canberra, once again, they have their first batter on.
Get that lead-off man on. That certainly hasn't been the problem for the Cavs tonight so far.
Well, and it hasn't been the problem all series for Canberra, is getting the base runners on. They've been very good at it. But now we'll see what they're like for the first time. Coming from behind from a decent margin. They were down 1-0 in game one, but then tacked on 4 in the third and 4 in the fourth. Blew that game open, but let's see how they go now. Wilson, and that is ball one high and outside. Cicchini, the runner at first, he's leading away. Luke Hughes is signalling something. He's seen something. Helsebek comes set. And that is outside for ball 2. So the wind at the moment, I've just been told, is blowing 31 kilometres an hour across the diamond, from pretty much from the foul pole in right field to left field. So straight across. Count is 2-0. And count is now 3-0. There's Helsebek. He's working hard for this Aces lineup. He comes set. And he misses and walks Zach Wilson on 4 straight pitches. And now all of a sudden, maybe Canberra have something going, Alex, with 2 on and none out.
I was about to say, this is a great start of the inning for the Cavs, getting these 2 runners on. You've got Jared Suter coming up. Chance to do some damage, eat into this lead.
Jarek Suter. He is a big man. He's about 2 pick handles across the back, as Chris Coleman said last night. And he takes ball 1. So all of a sudden, Alan D. San Miguel, he comes out for a chat just to settle Helsebek down. Mate, you've done the job so far.
But you've thrown the 5 straight balls, so how about we calm it down?
I'm probably thinking he's not saying that. I'm probably thinking he's saying, mate, you know, let's go back to what was working. Don't worry about the runners. We've got them. You just worry about the hitter. Count is 1-0. Checks Cicchini at second. He delivers. Suter up and under that one, and it will be foul down the first base side. Count is even at 1-1. And just as I was saying that, I'm just seeing a couple of people trot up to the bullpen for the Aces. More precaution, I'd say, than anything. Helsebek turns.
Question needs to be asked, have we put the mockers on Helsebek?
No, not at all. But I think as well, with a 6-2 lead,
don't want to take any chances.
John Deeble is not going to try and give Canberra a chance to get back into this as the 1-1 pitch comes. And Suter fouls that back. Count is 1-2.
There was that dust cloud off the back netting that you were talking about earlier.
Oh.
Little puff there.
Little puff of dust.
That's the one.
Jarek Suter. He's behind in the count, 1-2. There's a Rusic. And that is a ball, and 2-2 from Helsebek. Jarek Suter is still looking for his first ABL hit. And the count is even at 2-2.
This would be a good spot to get it.
Cicchini at second. Wilson at first. Here it comes. And he fouls that along the third base line.
Good pitch to beat away there.
Well,
reset, get another one.
Exactly right, Alex. If you
Couldn't do much with that.
If it's close, you got to go, and if you can't get it out into the field, at least foul it off and see another one. Good at bat here from Jarek Suter. Canberra with 2 runners on. Helsebeck set. He delivers. Suter slaps that up the middle, and that is a great take from second baseman Ryan Dale.
That is a double play by Ryan Dale.
I think the thing that worked in Ryan Dale's favour there was when Suter slapped that, it has taken Ryan Dale towards the bag on the line drive. So he's still coming forward with momentum towards the bag, and then was able to run in and step on the bag and double up Cicchini.
The hit just froze Cicchini. He thought it was through. He thought it was through for a base hit.
Oh, mate, no, line drive, and it was straight to the bag. And that was what I mean. If it took him the other way, he probably had a chance to get back. But with Dale heading towards the bag, no chance. Taylor Colway, he's the man that's in.
It's very unlucky for the Cavs. That was a great piece of hitting.
Well, sometimes it goes your way. But it's just, as I said, for Ryan Dale, a great catch. But his momentum taking him towards the bag. So 1 on, 2 out now. And quickly Taylor Colway is down 0-2. Zach Wilson, he's the man at first for Canberra. And Helsebeck, after letting the first 2 runners on, he's quickly got 2 out and is up 0-2 on Colway. He delivers. Colway lays off that one as low ball 1. And that's what I mean. Things can change in a heartbeat. Canberra were looking to threaten, and all of a sudden now they've got to dig in and work hard again. 1-2 the count on Colway. Helsebeck checks Wilson at first. And that is high, 2-2. Two and two. As Helsebeck delivers. Colway lays off that one. And there we go again. Here we go. He was quickly down 0-2. Colway has shown restraint. Count is full with 2 out. Kyle Perkins is the man on deck for the Cavalry.
Wilson will be getting a jump here.
And that is high and outside, ball 4. That is a great at-bat for Taylor Colway and for the Canberra Cavalry. Down 0-2 after the double play. Didn't get frustrated.
Didn't try to do too much.
No, just...
let the game come to him.
And now again, but with 2 out this time. Canberra have 2 runners on. Zach Wilson is the man at second. Taylor Colway, he is at first. Kyle Perkins in the box. He is 0 for 1 tonight. And he checks his swing. He struck out. But Kyle Perkins to end the first. Here he is. 1-0. Helsebeck checks and delivers. And that is low ball 2. Of course. The Cavalry wearing these wonderful new jerseys tonight. The capital emblazoned across the front, the black with the orange font. Exclusively available at Jersey's Megastore, one of our partners here at Canberra Cavalry. You cannot get them at the ground, as my colleague Alex Mallion found out earlier this afternoon. 2-0 is the count on Kyle Perkins. Helsebeck delivers. And that is outside. So all of a sudden, he had 2 out and was up 0-2. And then has now thrown 7 straight balls. And there are a few heads down in the Melbourne Aces dugout looking towards the bullpen. John Deeble, though, is not one of them. He's a cool customer. 3-0 as Perkins fouls it back to the screen. Three and 1 the count on Kyle Perkins. Wilson is the runner at second. Colway at first for the Cavalry. Here's the pitch. Perkins has gotten right up under that and has gone down to a knee. Sam Nagel heading back towards the Melbourne dugout, and it is going to go off the roof of the dugout. Foul. And the count is full. Count is full. Don't kill my sounds of the ballpark. I love it. You got to embrace it, mate. You got to embrace it. It's like being out there, but in here. Helsebeck is just. Helsebeck is.
Just having a chat.
Oh no, I think he got thrown a new ball, and I think there might have been a mark or a scuff or something on it. He didn't like what he saw.
Well, this is an important pitch coming up.
But as well,
3-2, 2 out.
But as well, it wasn't like sometimes when the umpire looks at it and just throws it back in the bag and goes, okay. He threw that one away, so there must have been something wrong. Count is full, 2 out. Wilson at second, Colway at first for the Cavalry. Helsebeck delivers. And that is outside ball. No, it is not.
No, it is not.
Sorry, my apologies. A late call from umpire Riley Barrington. Strike 3 called on Kyle Perkins.
That is a big strikeout from Helsebeck right there in a big spot in this game early.
It is 6-2 Melbourne here at the bottom of the third at MIT Ballpark on Cavalry Live.
Behind these doors, people are home. Resting, settling in, laughing. These are more than just hotel rooms. They are spaces for living. It's a home away from home, your own abode.
As we come back here at the top of the fourth. The top of the fourth brought to you by tab.com.au. You can open up an account there. Great friends and partners here with us at Cavalry Live. They bring you the top of the fourth.
And tell us about who's coming to bat here. How's his night gone so far?
Oh, mate, there's this new guy in the Australian Baseball League. His name's Delman Young. He is 2 for 2 tonight with 2 home runs, 5 RBI. He steps up to face Josh Warner. It is 6-2 Melbourne. As Young fouls the first one off. 0-1. Count is 1-1. So now in his third at bat, Delman Young has seen 5 pitches. Warner delivers, and that is high for ball 2. So, Canberra.
Big moment for Josh Warner here. Facing a very informed hitter.
Well, he's up to it. But that one misses as well, and it is 3-1.
What do you do here? Do you come at him for the strike and maybe get put into the car park, or do you...
Oh, Delman Young is too controlled a hitter to chase on 3-1. And that is high for ball 4 anyway, so it doesn't matter. 3-1. It's got to be there. So Lattimore steps in. He has reached twice. He is 0 for 1. He has a walk and reached on the throwing error by Logan Kingham in the second. 6 runs on 6 hits for Melbourne. As Lattimore steps in, Warner delivers. And that just misses outside for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Count is 1-1. Called right along the outside edge. One and one, none out. Delman Young, he's the man at first for Melbourne. And he just misses with that breaking pitch, Warner. Count is 2-1. If you want to talk to us during the game, use the hashtag Cavalry Live. As Lattimore fouls that off and evens up the count at 2-2. All right, we just got to pause for a second. Josh Warner just not happy. Retying his cleats up. Geelong Korea up 10-4 on the Blue Sox right now. Down there in Geelong. Warner delivers. And that is outside and the count is full. And it is the top of the 4th there in Geelong. Lattimore can't lay off the high one and fouls it off. Still full. Full count on Quincy Lattimore. Josh Warner, he comes set. Can't lay off the high one again. He better do something good because he might get a smack from John Deeble if he doesn't now.
He's now swung at a walk on 2 pitches.
And here we go. As Lattimore, he checked it.
Didn't go.
Well, Riley Barrington pointed straight away at first base umpire Ben Nash, who said no, he did not go, and that is back-to-back walks. So Melbourne now doing it again. They have 2 on with none out. Cody Osano, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He has a single. Josh Warner misses inside, ball 1. And here we go again. The carousel is filling up. Delman Young, he is at second. Quincy Lattimore at first for the Aces. Warner delivers. And that is a beautiful curveball in there for strike 1. Evens the count at 1-1 on Katie Osano. Big crowd here in at MIT Ballpark for the first Saturday night game here at the Fort. Warner, there's that curveball again, and that is right in there for strike 2. 1-2 the count on Cody Osano, the centre fielder for the Melbourne Aces. Top of the 4th here. Melbourne 6, Canberra 2. Warner, he tries to climb the ladder, but Sano was ready for it and fouls it off. And there's a souvenir for a young friend. Count is still 1-2. 2 on, none out for the Aces. Warner checks the runners. He tries to go back to that curveball, but he misses it high and inside. It is 2-2. Two and two, none out. Warner to Sano. And that breaking pitch is high and inside again, and the count is full. And Warner, who came in with the bases loaded and got the crucial out in the third, quickly. There's a broken bat off the glove of Warner. He goes back to get it. Sano streaking for first, and he will make it comfortably. And all of a sudden, the bags are loaded for Melbourne with none out. Cody Osano has hit that with a broken bat single. Warner has tried to take the catch, but at the same time get out of the way of the barrel that is coming towards him.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Josh Warner there had both the ball and the bat come flying at him at a breakneck speed. Didn't know whether to field the ball or get out of the way of the barrel of that bat from Sano. That was a good crack from that bat.
Yeah, it was too, as it shattered into a few pieces. So the bases are loaded and none out for Alan D. San Miguel. He steps in to face Warner. Warner delivers. And D-San has smacked that out to right field. David Candless is tracking back in right field on the warning track. He takes the catch. All runners will advance for Melbourne. And Delman Young scores from third. So the Aces on the sacrifice fly. On the sacrifice fly, Delman Young scores, and it is now 7-2 Melbourne.
That's the third time Delman Young's crossed home plate this evening.
More importantly, though, all runners advanced on that. The ball was deep enough from D. San Miguel that all runners advanced for Melbourne. So Lattimore is now at third. Cody Osano is at second. And Ryan Dale steps in. Dale 1 for 2 as he takes ball 1. He had the single. He got the single to centre field in his last at bat. 1-0 the count. Warner delivers. And that is right on the outside for a called strike. One and one out here. Middle infielders in for Canberra. Trying to stop the runners advancing along if the ball goes along the ground. Warner delivers. And that is just outside. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 here on Cavalry Live. Warwick Pethiebridge, Alex Mallion, we're on the call tonight. As Warner checks the runners and delivers. And a good hold by Ryan Dale. 3-1. It is 1 out here. Warner. He's already up to 31 pitches. And he misses with that one, and it is ball 4.
Oh, that was close too.
And all of a sudden, again, the bases are loaded for Melbourne. As Keith Ward is coming out again. Here he comes, Cavalry manager. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I think they're going to stick with him. Probably just trying to calm the young man's nerves. Just come out and say good day. You know, make sure that the infield knows what he wants.
Well, it is loaded bases. Still got to remember there is 1 out, so a ground ball in the middle, ground ball in the infield, turn a double. Cavs can still try and get out of this inning with minimal damage done.
Or as well, if he hits it to Logan Kingham at third, Kingham could just step on his bag and fire across the diamond.
Absolutely.
So Jared Dale is the man. He is 0 for 2, and he has popped this up into shallow right field. Suter going back. He is underneath it and takes the catch in foul territory.
That's a great catch by Suter. Basically over his head, basket catch.
Over his, exactly right, Alex. Over his head. But more importantly, he did the job well enough that Lattimore did not even try Lattimore did not even try to go from third. He was just like, nope, I'm good. So here we are. It is the top of the fourth here, and coming in for his fourth at bat tonight is the leadoff man, Yuma Mune. He is 1 for 1. He has 2 walks, but he also has a home run. Warner set. Checks all the runners. And he gets it in there for a called strike 1. This is the 7th Aces batter in this inning. And this is what Melbourne have been doing tonight that they hadn't been able to do the first 2 nights, and that is string at bats together. Warner set. 0-1. And there's that big curveball in there, and all of a sudden, he has Yuma Mune in the 0-2 hole. Hayato Nishiura is the man on deck. Luke Hughes is in the hole.
This will be a big out for the Cavs if they can get Mune out.
Consecutive innings, and you've got big pitches coming up. Loaded bases, 0-2. Warner delivers. Mune along the ground of the second baseman, Cicchini, and he picks it up and fires over to Suda to retire the side here in the top of the fourth. Melbourne load the bags, but get out of it. It is 7-2 here at MIT Ballpark. So, while we're here in the pitching change, you have a look around this beautiful ballpark here. Sarge's Saloon you can see over there in left field. And all of a sudden, just here on the left field fence, I call this Candelas's detailing lot. David Candelas in the past has hit some monster home runs over that fence where the cars are parked. He still keeps moving around. The Dare Ice coffee sign, if you hit that, one of our great partners here at Canberra Milk, one of the spectators here at this ground will have free iced coffee for a year. And just have a look at it. It's just such a beautiful ground, Alex.
It is. We've already seen a couple of Delman Young home runs hit past that Dare Ice coffee sign as we pan around to right field.
As you can see, the flag there in the middle of that shot, just as we're sweeping around here. The wind is blowing a lot towards the left field corner. Our scoreboard as we head around to right field here. The wonderful park here at MIT Ballpark. If you're over here in Canberra, you should make sure that you come down and check out a game this summer. 1 o'clock tomorrow is the final game of this series, and then we're back in week 4 versus the Blue Sox and week 5 versus the Brisbane Bandits. As we are back to live action, Elsebeck is still in for the Aces. As my colour man Alex is throwing bits of paperwork across the commentary box, I love it. Sometimes the old-fashioned way is still the easiest and best. As we flip the scorebook over, and here we go in the bottom of the fourth. Robbie Perkins, Logan Kingham, Geordie Barley, they are the 3 due up for the Cavalry. 7-2 is the score. Delman Young, he was the man who crossed the plate for Melbourne, so they tacked on another one.
And the crowd getting a bit rowdy for Robbie Perkins as he comes to plate. Clearly a fan favourite here in Canberra.
Captain of this side. Elsebeck delivers, and that is outside for ball 1. I've learnt after last inning I'm going to wait a good 3 seconds because Riley Barrington does take his time, and I learnt that. 1-0. And there it is. It's called for strike 1.
You're not wrong though.
One and 1 is the count on Robbie Perkins. Elsebeck delivers. Perkins up and under that. Foul down the first base side. Hughes chasing, but that has beaten him and gone into the stands, where a gentleman in a home jersey and about 9,000 kids are diving under the bleachers for that ball. And the count now is 1-2. Elsebeck, he's ready, 1-2. He delivers to Perkins. And that is high and outside for ball 2. Count is even at 2-2. As we said, spoke to Jim Calhoun, Melbourne Aces pitching coach before this game. He said Elsebeck transitioning to being a starter, and that is high, ball 3. So we don't know how long a leash he has tonight. He does have the benefit of having a 5-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Perkins tags that on the way out to right field as Nishiura goes back and takes the catch against the wall in right field. What a great catch by Hayato Nishiura, and that is the first out. This inning here, the bottom of the 4th, brought to you by our friends at Chambers Law Firm. Once again, another great sponsor here of Cavalry Live in our broadcast this season, and we thank them.
I just wanted to add that just a great jump on that ball by Nishiura.
As Kingham fouls the first one back down the first base line.
I mean, as we were saying earlier, really big outfield gaps here at MIT Ballpark. And that ball was tagged into the right centre field gap. Nishiura made a great break on the ball to make the catch by the outfield wall.
0-1 is the count on Logan Kingham. Helsebeck delivers. He breaks his bat as well, Kingham, as that has gone straight to the second baseman, Dale. Where did the barrel of that go?
That bat has just shattered. The barrel's landed on the pitching mound, and a segment of the bat has ended up down by the Cavs dugout down at third base. And
there is a segment of the, I think, of the handle of the bat as the bat boy picks it up at home plate.
That bat of Kingham's is in about 19 pieces here. It's strewn all over the infield. But as spectacular as it looked, it's nothing more than a ground out to the second baseman.
I tell you what. Oh, don't worry.
And just like that, there's 2 out here for the Cavs.
2 out, back to the top of the order. Geordie Barley, he's 1 for 2. Has a double. Helsebeck delivers. And that is called strike 1. Helsebeck has settled into a good rhythm. He gave up 2 in the first, but hasn't conceded another one yet. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off by Barley down the third base line, and it is 0-2. Oh, and 2 the count on Geordie Barley. 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Aces leading 7-2 here in the nation's capital. Warwick Pethybridge, Alex Mallion on the call. David Candless is on deck. Gavin Cicchini is the man in the hole for the Cavalry. Should Barley be able to get on base? Here is the 0-2 from Helsebeck. Low and outside for ball 1. One and 2, 2 out. Bottom of the 4th here at MIT Ballpark. Barley slaps that, takes a high hop for Yuma Mune, who fires across the diamond to Luke Hughes on an outstanding play to retire the side. Canberra unable to solve the puzzle here, and at the bottom of 4 at MIT Ballpark, it is Melbourne 7, Canberra 2 here on Cavalry Live.
Hurry up with that thing.
Have you tried the grey cake?
Yeah, I've tried it all. Okay. So who are you backing in this game?
With their three-point shooting.
Guys, relax. I got this.
Don't want to miss a second of the action this season? With Tabs Basketball Live Vision, you can stream games and access exclusive previews for free, anytime, anywhere.
Whoa, don't splash the box.
Yeah, don't splash the box.
Who are you backing this NBA season? Tab. Download the app today.
Follow the boats to the view at the top, the snap of the dawn to the peck of the crop. Across the horizon you jump, skip and hop, and never stop.
As Time of Your Life plays and Sarge dives on ground announcer Matt Percy, trying to do the lift from Dirty Dancing here at MIT Ballpark. Absolutely brilliant stuff there. Josh Warner still in the game for the Cavalry. things you see here live at the ballpark, make sure you come down and join us this summer. So, as we head to the top of the 5th, it is Hayato Nishiura. And didn't he just make a great play in right field? He leads off for the Aces, then Hughes and Young. Warner. And that is high for ball 1. Top of the 5th. Melbourne got to be happy with what they've been doing so far. Even the last 2 innings where they scored 6 in the first 2, Alex. They've only scored 1 in the last 2. But both times they've had loaded bases and Canberra have had to work hard. As Nishiura checks that, and it is now 3-0 to him. John Deeble has to be happy and encouraged with what he's seeing from his side tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, the Aces, sorry, I zoned out there for a minute. The Aces certainly have brought their bats tonight to Canberra, despite, having the 2 losses to start the series.
And now,
as Nishiura draws a lead-off walk, and now you've got the Aces getting the lead-off man on.
Well, it's happened, I think, nearly every inning. Oh no. In the 3rd inning, it was the second man. But in 4 of their 5 innings tonight, the Aces, the leadoff man has been aboard. Luke Hughes steps in. Hughes is 0 for 2 and he has a walk. Warner, he fires but low, ball 1. 1-0 was the count on Luke Hughes. Warner comes set. Checks Nishiura. He delivers a big curveball and he sucks Luke Hughes in with that one. He swings and misses for strike 1. Count is even at 1-1.
What do you reckon was Josh Warner favouring that curveball a little bit? He's brought it out a few times.
You have a look. In the major leagues as well, pitchers now are favouring more their off-speed stuff. He delivers and Hughes pops it up foul.
There's nothing off-speed about that one. That was just heat right down the middle from Warner.
Let me clarify that. I don't think the fastball is still the most used pitch, but I think now you're seeing a more even, like the numbers for off-speed pitches, the percentages are rising. Pitchers are using them and trusting them more in their arsenal. Pitchers are developing them more in the off-season. 1-2 the count. Warner checks and fires high. 2-2. You're seeing, teams like the Houston Astros and their pitching staff. The rise of places like Driveline.
Spin rate.
Yeah.
Love a bit of spin rate.
2-2 the count on Luke Hughes. Josh Warner texts Nishiura. And he throws the big curve and Hughes swings and misses for strike 3.
There's that curveball again.
And here is Delman Young. He is 2 for 2 with a walk, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs.
On base of 1,000.
And has crossed the plate for 3 times. He has 3 runs. Warner set, checks Nishiura, he delivers. Young fouls that one off. And the count is 0-1.
Big hack by Delman Young. Clearly a hitter right in a purple patch here.
Warner checks. Nishiura gets back. Owen 1 is the count on Delman Young. Owen 1. 1 out here, top of the 5th. 7-2 ball game in favour of the Aces. He checks again. Nishiura gets back. Good poise here from Josh Warner. Holding Nishiura, trying to keep him honest at first. Here, 0-1 the count. And he throws the curve and Young swings through and misses. 0-2.
Delman Young just having a bit of a nod at Josh Warner there, sort of giving him a bit of a look, saying, okay, you got me on that one. Let's see if he throws it again.
0-2 the count. Nishiura at first. Warner checks him. He delivers. Nishiura is going. Ground ball. Geordie Barley comes in from short, picks up and fires. Suda, he has to jump in the air and at the same time tags Delman Young on the helmet.
Great play by Suda. He's pretty much made the catch and made the tag all in the one swift motion.
It was catch, spin, tag on the top of the helmet.
And let's not also forget Geordie Barley's play there at shortstop, charging in for that ball. It was a well-hit ball, but it was a bit of a chopper.
He's chopped that into the ground quite hard. Barley had to come in hard and make a play. There's 2 out. Nishiura has moved to second. It's Quincy Lattimore. He is the man in the box.
There's that curveball again, a little bit wild though. Certainly Quincy Lattimore thought it was.
1-0 on Lattimore. He is 0 for 1, but he has 2 walks. And that is high ball too. Two out here, top of the 5th.
Something we might have just missed was that's the first time Delman Young actually been out tonight.
Oh, I don't think we missed it. Jarek Suter definitely didn't miss it when he tapped him on top of the head. 2-0. Warner delivers. Whoa. Outside, 3-0. He's done well, Warner. He came in a bases loaded jam, got the out, then loaded it himself and got out of it while only conceding a run. And right now he's got 2 out here in the top of the 5th. And there is the big curveball. Strike 1, count is 3-1. Here on Cavalry Live. Warner set. And he misses. And that is another walk. That is his 3rd walk of the night, Quincy Lattimore. Cody Asano, he is 2 for 3. Josh Warner checks. And that is high for ball 1.
Anyway, good to see you,
Hiato
darling.
Nishiura, he is the man at second. Quincy Lattimore at first. Warner set. And that is in there for a called strike 1. Remember, you can hit us up on Twitter. Use the hashtag Cavalry Live. Even let us know where around the world you're watching us from as Warner delivers. Sano hits that chopper to the second baseman, Cicchini, and he fires it over to Suda to retire the side. So Melbourne, they get runners again, but they can't get anything, and it is still 7-2 here after the top of the 5th at MIT Ballpark.
Come home to your Jarrah. For your kind of play, your kind of family, your kind of day, and your kind of neighbourhood. We introduce your kind of community for your kind of value, South Jarrabombra.
Welcome back here to the bottom of the 5th at MIT Ballpark. This bottom half of the inning brought to you by our friends at Sedan. We thank them for their support here at Cavalry Live in season 2019-20. Now, if you're wondering what you're seeing here, this is part of your membership pack for 2019-20. There are still some left here, and you can contact the Cavalry. That is the Steve Kent bobblehead to celebrate his 300 strikeouts in the ABL that he did last season. Of course, Kent on the big K. That is exclusive to your membership pack. You can only get one by being a Cavalry member.
So I'll just get that one more.
One more, go Alex. And yeah, from what we've heard, I think there's less than 50 memberships left. So if you want to be a Cavalry member and you want to have that Steve Kent bobblehead, get in touch with us at canberracavalry.com.au and become a member and help us defend the capital in season 2019-20.
Steve agrees.
Yes, he does. I like it. Here we are. We are down again. We're back for the bottom of the fifth. It will be David Candelas, Gavin Cicchini, and Zach Wilson. They will be the men tasked with doing it. There has been a pitching change for Melbourne. Sorry, while we were... So, Peter Moylan, ex-Atlanta Braves, Kansas City Royals.
Fairly handy pitcher to call on out of your bullpen.
Peter Moylan.
Very active and very funny on Twitter, Peter Moylan, I must say.
Candelas swings at the first pitch. Jared Dale up throwing from shortstop, straight over to Hughes at first. So one pitch, one out. Oh, there was two. Sorry, I missed the first one. I was too busy trying to find the pitching change. Thanks, mate. Love your work. Gavin Cicchini is the man who steps in. Cicchini 1 for 2. Moylan, he gets it right in there for a called strike one. Two former major leaguers dueling it out. As Cicchini fouls it off, 0-2. Cicchini down 0-2. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. And that is outside ball one. Moylan in his major league career with the Braves 3 times. Spent some time also with the Dodgers and the Kansas City Royals. Long-time servant of Team Australia, Peter Moylan. 1-2 the count. Cicchini reaches out and slaps that foul down the third base line right in front of Sarge's saloon here. Canberra, after scoring 2 in the first and cutting the deficit in half after the Delman Young Grand Slam, haven't been able to do anything after that. It is 7-2 Melbourne. Cicchini 1-2. Here's the pitch from Moylan. Outside, ball 2. Moylan, such an experienced campaigner. Brings a lot of experience to this Aces bullpen. He comes in. Cicchini slaps that one foul.
That's almost ended up in the Cavs change rooms over there.
Oh, it's cool. I think it's come off the change rooms and a young fan has gotten himself a souvenir. Two and 2 is the count on Cicchini. As we have a score update from Adelaide, they defeated the Bandits 4-0 in game 1 of the doubleheader over there. Adelaide 2-0 on the season. Moylan delivers. Cicchini swings through and strikes out for the second out. Auckland defeated Perth 5-2 over there across the ditch. The Tuatara getting their first win of the season over the Perth Heat. And game 2, Perth lead 1-0. Oh no, that was yesterday, apologies. I'm trying to work this as Wilson steps in. So, yeah, Adelaide defeating Brisbane. It is still 0-0 in game 2 of the doubleheader there over in Adelaide. The Tuatara, they defeated the Perth Heat 4-2, and it is the bottom of the 6th down in Geelong. And Geelong Korea, they are leading the Blue Sox 10-6. 1-0 is the count on Zach Wilson. Moylan delivers, and Wilson swings through for strike 1.
A few big hacks here from the Cavs. Really trying to get those bats, wake up those bats, try and eat into this lead.
It's not the time to panic. 1-1, count on Zach Wilson. Moylan delivers. Wilson slaps that down along the third base side. Yuma Mune picks it up and fires across the diamond from third.
What a play by Yuma Mune.
And that retires the side. We are at the bottom of 5 here at MIT Ballpark. It is Melbourne 7, the Capital 2 here on Cavalry Live.
Behind these doors, people are home. Resting, settling in, laughing. These are more than just hotel rooms. They are spaces for living. It's a home away from home, your own abode.
Follow the boats to the view at the top, the snap of the dawn to the peck of the crop. Across the horizon you jump, skip and hop, and never stop.
Back at MIT Ballpark here for the top of the 6th inning. While we're having SARS driving around in the outfield, we'll just quickly recap. Melbourne started out with a bang in the top of the 1st. Walk to Mune, single to Nishiura, walk to Hughes, and then Delman Young with the big grand slam. It was 4-0 aces with nobody out. But that's where it stayed. They then tacked on 2 solo home runs in the 2nd. Mune and that man again, Young. And they've only been able to put in the 3 innings since, they've only been able to put on 1. Canberra, they started out well. They scored 2 with none out in the top of the 1st, but then the bats haven't been able to produce what they have in the last couple of nights so far. And that's where it stands right now. We are in the top of the 6th. It is Melbourne 7, Canberra 2. And here we are. As him walking into the box to lead off this inning for Melbourne is Alan D. San Miguel. He is 0 for 2. He, of course, had the sacrifice fly, which did score the 7th run for Melbourne in the 4th. And then he'll be followed by Ryan Dale and Jared Dale. They will be the first 3 batters that Warner will face here in the top of the 6th. And just looking around, no, not seeing any positional changes for Canberra. As the first pitch comes in, it is a ball to Alan D. San Miguel. It is 1-0. Josh Warner. Hello. Hello. How you going? He delivers 1-0. And that is hit to San Miguel. And he will take first base. Well, once again, the Aces, for the 5th time in 6 innings, gets their leadoff man aboard. Not the way you want to do it, but he's still there.
And even though the Cavs didn't concede runs last inning, they're certainly not making it easy on themselves, getting two runners on loaded bases, get themselves in a bit of a jam.
It's just pressure, and it's how much pressure can you absorb before the damn wall breaks here. Warner delivers. Right down the pipe. Called strike on Ryan Dale.
They're filling up the bucket. Every inning they're filling up the bucket. It's whether that bucket is going to overflow or not.
Dale, he is 1 for 2. He also has a walk. D. San Miguel leads away from first. Warner checks him. Here's the 0-1. And that's in there for strike 2. Warwick Pethiebridge, Alex Mallion here to with you on the call tonight for Cavalry Live. Here at MIT Ballpark in the nation's capital. Top of 6 here. Here's the 0-2. Slap back up the middle by Dale. Cicchini tries to dive. It comes off his glove and goes out into shallow left field. Barley picks it up. D. San Miguel does not go any further. So once again, none out, and Melbourne have multiple runners on base. As we were just saying.
I was about to say, here we go again. I was just checking down at the Cavs dugout to see if Keith Wood was making his way out. He doesn't seem to be.
No, not yet.
Josh Warner's going to continue here with 2 runners on.
But as you said, it's pressure. You just keep filling the bucket, filling the bucket, filling the bucket, and eventually, at some point, Melbourne are going to try and tip it over and add to this lead. Warner.
Watch out for a bunt here.
He pitches to Jared Dale, and that is outside, ball 1. Dale is 0 for 3 tonight. That's Jared Dale, his brother Ryan. He's the man at first base. He's doing all right. He's 2 for 3 with a walk. 1-0 is the count to Jared Dale. Here's the pitch. And that is in there, called strike 1, 1-1. And once again, the next hitter to come up for Melbourne is Yuma Mune, and we are back to the top of the order.
Just blink and you miss it.
This is not what manager Keith Ward would want to see. As Warner delivers, and that is high in ball 2. 2-1 the count on Jared Dale. Josh Warner working hard here for the Cavalry. He's into the 60s in his pitch count. Eating up innings. As he comes in. And that misses outside. It is now 3-1 the count on Jared Dale. D. San Miguel, he is the man at second. Ryan Dale, the runner at first for Melbourne. 3-1 the count, none out here. Warner delivers. And that is a call, strike 2. And once again, he thought, take a step, try and put one past home plate umpire Riley Barrington. And that doesn't work. Count is full. Warner set. Here's the payoff pitch. He chops that along the ground first base side. It is in foul territory, and we'll go back and do it again. Three and 2. Count is full. On Jared Dale. Here's the payoff. He slaps that. Throws the hands at it, but it will go foul on the first base side. So once again, Melbourne, none out, 2 on here, top of the 6th.
And a full count.
Full count. D. San Miguel, he is the man. He's the man at second. Ryan Dale, he's the runner at first for Melbourne. Payoff pitch, runners go. He checks that off the top of the bat. Jarek Suter picks it up, flicks it over to Warner for the first out. On the 3-1. But the runners advance. It looked like there, Jared Dale, he thought it was close and then realised it was a lot higher. Tried to check his swing and it's just plonked off the bat straight along the ground to Jarek Suter.
It's almost a swinging bunt there from Dale.
Indeed it is. Yuma Mune, he is the man who steps in. He is 1 for 2 in 4 plate appearances. He also has 2 walks. The leadoff man, the infielders are in. Middle infielders, Cicchini, Mbali. They're playing in now. Warner. There's the breaking pitch, misses inside. 0-1. 1-0. 1-0. There is a shot up centre field from Mune. San Miguel will score.
That shot straight past Josh Warner's right ear there. Straight.
I think about 3 or 4 tonight have shot straight past Josh Warner's ear.
Right back past him.
Ryan Dale moves to third on the hit. 1 out here. And it is 1st and 3rd. Canberra 8. Melbourne 8, Canberra 2.
Here comes manager Keith Ward for the Cavs. Might we see another pitching change?
I don't know. We'll just monitor the situation. Ward walking out. We'll just see if he reaches for the ball. Yep, no, I think that's it. He reaches for the ball, and that will be the end of the night for Josh Warner. And he is going to his pen. And we'll see who is the man who comes out of that. Just taking in the sounds of the ballpark here at MIT Ballpark. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. As we see the pitching change. For the Cavalry. James Mulry, he is the man in. One of the new signings here in Canberra this summer. Mulry, big tall left-hander. He will come in as well, and like Warner before him, he inherits a jam. 1 out. Ryan Dale is the runner at 3rd for Melbourne. Yuma Mune, he is at 1st, and the way that Melbourne have been aggressive on the base paths tonight, I don't think it'll be too long before you see Mune going towards 2nd. He has a decent lead. Mulry checks in for his first pitch. Comes set. He delivers to Nishiura for strike 1. Comes set again. Checks Nishiura. He delivers in the dirt, but Robbie Perkins keeps it in front, and the runners stay where they are. 1-1. Great to see so many people interacting with us on the stream on YouTube. Sorry, I don't have a feed in front of me, so I can keep up with all your comments, but I appreciate it. Mulry fires over to 1st. Jack's the runner, Yuma Mune. Count is still 1-1. And Hayato Nishiura. Hughes on deck for Melbourne. One out here, top of the 6th. Interesting there, Nishiura turns his back away from the high breaking ball, but it breaks down and in.
Nishiura fooled by that one on Muller is the word I'm trying to get out.
And he was fooled on that one as well, Alex Mallion, as he is called for strike 3. And all of a sudden, Melbourne are down to the 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Luke Hughes steps in. Ryan Dale, he is at 3rd. Yuma Mune is at 1st. Mulry outside to Hughes, ball 1. One and 0 is the count. Mulry delivers. And that is right there. Strike 1 evens the count. Two out here. Melbourne looking to tack on some more. Here comes Mulry with the 1-1. And he misses with that breaking ball. It is 2 balls and 1 strike.
Hughes is clearly a tough out, but I'm sure Mulry wants to finish this inning right here, right now, with Delman Young in the on-deck circle.
Oh, there is no pitching around Luke Hughes as here comes Mulry and he fouls it off. And that's the thing. That's a great point. You'd like to finish this one now, especially with how Delman Young's been batting tonight. But you can't look past the man in front of you.
Well, that's exactly right. You can't pitch around Luke Hughes. You just got to go right at him. Take him on head on. 2
out. Here's the 2-2 from Mulry. He slaps that to the 3rd baseman, Kingham. He comes up and fires over to Suter at 1st, and the side is retired. So Melbourne do score 1, but once again, they limit the damage. It is Melbourne 8, Canberra 2, midway through 6 here at MIT Ballpark. All right. Here come the kids. And this is the run around the bases here at MIT Ballpark. Sarge is leading the way.
And go.
And I think he gets a bit of a head start. But look at this young gentleman in the black hoodie. He is rounding him up around the bend like Michael Johnson in the 400 at the Olympics. Josh Warner, 670 pitches, 35 strikes, 3 hits, 2 runs, and an ERA of 6.75. Not bad when you come out and when it's 6 to 2 at the time. He did the job for manager Keith Ward tonight. Peter Moylan is still out there for the Melbourne Aces. And leading off for Canberra in this half of the inning, it'll be DH Zach. No, sorry. He was the last out. I can't even read my own handwriting. It is first baseman Jerick Suter, Taylor Colway and Kyle Perkins. They will be the first 3 to face Moylan here in the bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th brought to you here by our friends at Chamberlain's Law Firm. Once again, great to have them on board for season 2019-2020 here at Cavalry Live.
Here we are about to start the bottom of the 6th here, and what do you think of the Cavs? What's going through the Cavs' mind right now? Are they panic isn't the word I'd use, but are they starting to maybe sweat a little? Concern is probably the right word.
I think a concern is the word, but as you mentioned earlier, and as we talked about on the other side of the ledger last night, you don't need to come out here right now going, we need 6.
Exactly.
Keith Ward, he'd be happy if Canberra could come out here and get 2 or 3. And all of a sudden the lead's 3 or 4 and you've still got 3 innings to go. Moylan, he comes in. Called strike 1 on Jerick Suter. Suter is still looking for his first ABL hit. Moylan with it outside. Suter holds back and it is 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 from Moylan. And that's in there for a called strike 2. I really do like that you're standing here next to me giving me the sign in case I miss it. Thank you, Alex.
Got to help you out where I can, mate.
No, I love it. 1-2 the count. Moylan delivers. Foul by Suter.
You're not wrong about home plate umpire Riley Barrington having a bit of a delay on his calls down there.
No, I don't mind that. He tricked me with that one earlier.
Sure.
So now I've just learned patience, which is, for anyone that knows me, something that I'm not very good at. Just give it a second. Maybe have a cup of coffee and then watch for the call. 1-2 the count. Here comes Moylan. Outside, ball 2.
At least when he does make a call, he's making it nice and decisive and just picking one or the other. I saw the old safe out in Canberra local baseball this afternoon. A play at third base. The runner, I think my teammate was safe, and the umpire's gone the safe out.
Oh, 2-2. Here's Moylan. Suter along the third base line. Mune goes back to field. It fires across the diamond to Hughes. What a play by Yuma Mune. Like, in the last at bat, he had to go all the way to his right and come up throwing. This time on the high chopper, he goes back, then still has the arm to get across the diamond and beat Suter.
Woo. That's the second time he's made that play right on the left field line.
Oh, it's the second time in 2 batters with the Cavalry, because that's how Zach Wilson was retired at the end of the 5th. 1 out here. Taylor Colway, he is 0 for 1. He got on board on an error. But he has a walk as well. Colway faces Moylan. Moylan gets it on the inside for strike 1. Oh, and 1 is the count. Peter Moylan, he delivers inside, and Taylor Colway has to do the hot shoe shuffle to get out of the way of that one. Count is even at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 from Moylan. And that is low. 2-1. Wherever you are, we thank you for joining us here on Cavalry Live. Count is 2-1 on Taylor Colway. Count is 3-1 on Taylor Colway. See that though? I watched and I waited. Moylan delivers. Colway, I think that's broken his bat as well as that rolls over to second baseman Ryan Dale. And he throws it over to first baseman Luke Hughes for the out. And all of a sudden, they've seen a few pitches in this inning, Canberra, from their 2 batters, but so far no fruit.
Yeah, no runners on base, and again, and then that word concern comes back. You know, they're still down 6, running out of outs, slowly but surely.
Indeed they are. Kyle Perkins, he steps in 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Moylan, outside ball 1. Count is 1-0 on Kyle Perkins. Moylan set, delivers. Count is now even at 1-1. Such experience on the mound, Peter Moylan, over many years. 1-1, here it is. Outside ball 2.
Between him, Hughes, and Delman Young, a lot of experience in this Aces lineup. A lot of major league experience.
Yes, all 3 of them have played in the major leagues. Here comes the 2-1 from Moylan. 3-1. Kyle Perkins looking to get something started here for Canberra. In the bottom of the 6th, 2 out. Here's the pitch from Moylan. Called strike 2 and the count is full. 3-2 the count on Kyle Perkins. Peter Moylan gets the sign and comes set. Called strike 3 on the outside, and Kyle Perkins is done and retires the side. It is the bottom of 6 here at MIT Ballpark here in the nation's capital. It is the Melbourne Aces 8, Canberra 2 here on Cavalry Live.
If you're about to make university decisions, make sure you stand out from the crowd. UC is ACT's #1 uni for graduate employment and starting salaries. UC has work placements in every degree. UC is designed specifically for Canberra and the region. Run your own race at the University of Canberra. Apply now, get UC qualified, and run circles around the rest.
Back here at the top of the 7th here at MIT Ballpark. And this inning proudly brought to you by our friends at Rolf Motors here in Canberra. Long-term partner of the Canberra Cavalry and a sponsor of us here at Cavalry Live for season 2019-20. And we have a pitching change for the Canberra Cavalry here in the 7th inning. Number 22, Stephen Chambers. He is the man that has been given the call by Keith Ward. I think a good thing as well. While not a blowout with Canberra down, it's probably a good time to get some innings into the guys that haven't made an appearance this season. Get them ready in case they have to come in a tight spot. And for Chambers, it's not going to be easy because for the Aces here in the top of the 7th, it is Delman Young, Quincy Lattimore, and Cody Isano. And
very short outing for James Mulry. Was it one? It was at least one, maybe two. Two batters he faced.
Mulry, I think he faced 2. I think he took out Nishiura and Luke Hughes.
But as you say, get some work into his arm. First outing of the season.
Well, especially right now at 8-2. If you hold, you're doing your job. But here we go. Just looking around, and I don't think I've seen any changes. I haven't seen the signal. I've learned to watch for the signal from the home plate umpire over the years as Delman Young steps in. Young, he is 2 for 3 and fouls the first one off. Young is 2 for 3 and a walk. He has the 2 home runs that were hit in the first and the second inning. One of them was a grand slam. Chambers delivers. Young hits that. It's gone up an absolute mile. Tyler Colway, the centre fielder. Taylor Colway, sorry, not Tyler. He comes in and takes the catch, and it's 1 away. So Quincy Lattimore, all of a sudden, 2 pitches, 1 out. And Quincy Lattimore, he is 0 for 1, but he has been on base all 4 times. 3 walks and reached on an error. Chambers misses inside. 1-0. Here comes Chambers again, and that is in the dirt. As you see, the puff of dust kick up under the glove of catcher Robbie Perkins. 2-0. Chambers, here he comes with the 2-0. And Lattimore has gotten a lot of that, but I think it's going to hang up in the night air. Kyle Perkins near the warning track takes the catch. And it is 2 out here. Chambers doing the job.
A couple of good pieces off Chambers, but again, they're harmless. They're outs.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you want, exactly why Keith Ward's put him in the game.
The Melbourne Aces, just the hitters getting under it. Cody Isano Swings through and misses for strike one.
I guess when you've got an 8-2 lead, hitting a long fly out to left field doesn't really hurt your team.
Well, what you weren't getting the green light for earlier, you may be a little bit more relaxed now. Chambers delivers. 1-1. Sano, he is 2 for 4 with a pair of singles. Chambers misses inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Chambers came over to Canberra last season. Pitched here last year. Before that, it was in Adelaide as he delivers. And Sano has hit that again straight up in the air. Left fielder Kyle Perkins is camped underneath it, and he takes it for the 3rd out. So I think for the first time tonight, Melbourne get retired in order. And it is still 8-2 as we hit stretch time here at MIT Ballpark. We'll let you take in some sounds of the ballpark. As here we are, back in the bottom of the 7th. And I honestly am trying to see the number on this gentleman's back, because Sam Street. Sam Street is the pitcher for the Melbourne Aces. My powers of deduction have deduced, Alex Mallingham, that it is Sam Street. He has been called into action from manager John Deeble.
I think we need a set of binoculars every time there's a pitching change. We're struggling to see the numbers on some of these pitches.
I tell you what, if you go over quickly and have a dig in that bag over there, there is a set of binoculars. I can tell you that right now. I just didn't get them out tonight. Here's Street. He faces Robbie Perkins and delivers. Strike one. And there we are, my friend. Don't let it be said. And our new friend Tim isn't amazing. And that's in there as well. And Perkins is quickly down 0-2. Street comes in. Perkins checks. Does well to hole. First base umpire Ben Nash says no, he didn't go. 1-2 the count on Perkins. Street delivers, and he slaps that foul. And we keep forgetting to update our whiteboard, Alex.
We keep remembering to do half of it.
And that is a called strike 3 on Robbie Perkins. And he is sat down. Logan Kingham seems to have some fans here. He's 0 for 2 tonight.
I'll have to spot where the Logan Kingham fan club's sitting tonight.
Oh, they're everywhere. He chops this over the head of Street. Dale charges. That's Jared Dale. Fires to first. In time to Luke Hughes for the out. On the 6-3. Great charging play by Jared Dale. Knew Kingham had excellent speed, but just made sure of his footwork. Once he had the ball and picked up and fired an absolute strike. And all of a sudden, the Cavalry are down 2 out here in the 7th, running out of time.
Running out of outs.
However you put it, it's the same. Geordie Barley steps in. He is 1 for 3. And all of a sudden,
this could be a very quick inning for Sam Street here.
he is working.
6 pitches, 8 pitches.
He's working very quickly.
And there it is.
On 3 called strikes, Geordie Barley goes down looking, and that ends the inning. It is the bottom of 7 here in Canberra. The Aces lead 8-2.
Behind these doors, people are home. Resting, settling in, laughing. These are more than just hotel rooms. They are spaces for living. It's a home away from home, your own abode.
Back at MIT Ballpark here for the top of the 8th, which is brought to you by our friends at Abode Hotels. Locations all around the capital, even out of Murrumbateman if you want to come down here and watch a few games in season 2019-2020. Proud sponsors of us here at Cavalry Live. Steve Chambers, he's back on the bump again in the 8th. Did a good job for manager Keith Ward. And he will face Alan D. San Miguel, Ryan Dale, Jared Dale. Fun fact, this is D. San Miguel's 5th at bat, and this is the 3rd time that he has led off an inning. D. San is, well, he is 0 for 2.
So Sano's been the 3rd out 3 times tonight.
As D. San Miguel swings through for strike 1. Oh, and 1 is the count on Alan D. San Miguel. Chambers, here he comes. D. San Miguel along the ground to Geordie Barley, who takes it on the 2-hop. Throws over to Jarek Suter for the first out.
That's exactly what the Cavs want again from Steve Chambers, those quick outs, just like we saw last inning.
Well, as well. I'm wondering, Alex, only in the last inning I think it was, whether the Melbourne hitters are being given less restrictions in the box by manager John Deeble with a 6-run lead here in the 8th. Chambers, Ryan Dale, who slaps that back up the middle, and that is a base hit. And that is his 3rd hit of the night. That is his 3rd single to centre field.
So he's got a spot, that's what you're saying.
Oh, look, tonight he has a spot. And with 1 out, Melbourne has another runner aboard. That is Mitchell Ellis, I think. I'm just waiting for him to turn around. That is indeed Mitchell Ellis. Mitchell Ellis has come into the game for Jared Dale as a pinch hitter.
Oh, and he's hit him with the first pitch.
So Ellis, he gets on board. And now, after Chambers retired Melbourne in order for the first time in the 7th, got the first out, And now all of a sudden, in 2 pitches, he has 2 runners on. It is Ryan Dale. He is the runner at second. Mitch Ellis, he is at first. Yuma Mune, he is 2 for 3 with 2 walks. And he gets inside of that. He gets away from that one, and it is ball 1. 1-0. Checks the runners. Here's the pitch. And Mune slaps that to right field. Candless charging, but he'll get it on the 1 hop. And the runners advance. And all of a sudden, we are back in a familiar position, Alex. And with 1 out, Melbourne have the bases loaded.
Oh, Melbourne have just been unbelievable at loading the bases tonight. They've just been doing it left, right, and centre. I mean, how many times they've had loaded bases tonight?
Well,
4, 5?
I think they had them loaded in the 3rd, loaded in the 4th. And Canberra limited the damage after the early one. Here is Hayato Nishiura. And he slaps that foul along the first base side. Nishiura is 1 for 3. He has 2 walks. Here's the 0-1 from Chambers. And it is high for 1-1.
Cavs still a double play away from getting out of here with no damage done.
And I like previous innings where you saw the infield in because it is 1 down. They are a double play depth. And there is a called strike 2. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Hayato Nishiura. Warwick Pethybridge and Alex Mallion with you on Cavalry Live. Chambers delivers. Nishiura slaps that foul down the 3rd base side. Count stays at 1 and 2.
And the kids are just coming from everywhere to try and get that foul ball. There are kids running from the right field bleachers trying to get that ball behind the left field dugout.
Well, souvenir, 1 and 2 the count. Chambers checks the runners. And just misses. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still a decent crowd, but I think a lot of them have left early as he hits that back up the middle to Geordie Barley. Barley steps on the bag. That's second for the 2nd out. Doesn't throw. So there are 2 out as Ryan Dale will cross the plate for Melbourne. And he will add to this Melbourne lead.
Here comes Luke Hughes again. 2 runners on, 2 out here in the top of the 8th. Still a dangerous spot for the Aces.
Indeed it is. Chambers. It's a called strike 1. Well, Hughes is 0 for 4. Has a walk. Chambers misses on that one and evens the count at a ball and a strike. Melbourne leading 9-2 here. Chambers. Hughes gets under that and fouls it back. Nishiura is the runner at first. Mitch Ellis is at 3rd. And that is interesting. We will see what happens. And Hughes swings through and strikes out. And that retires the side here in the top of the 8th, but not before Melbourne tack on another run. It is Melbourne 9, Canberra 2 here halfway through the 8th at MIT Ballpark on Cavalry Live.
I tried it on.
Don't want to miss a second of the action this season. Games and access exclusive previews for free, anytime, anywhere.
As once again we welcome you back to MIT Ballpark. Warwick Pethybridge, Alex Mallion with you on the call tonight. As I'm getting the thumbs up from Alex because I keep getting his surname right because it took me a while to learn.
A lot of people don't get it right.
Oh no, I asked around. And by asked around, I asked one person.
I think my dad's tuning into the broadcast, and I'm sure he'd be happy to hear it pronounced correctly.
Thank you, Mr. Mallion. Sam Street, he's still back on the bump as the familiar tunes of Sweet Caroline around the ballpark. And, well, if you have a look around, Alex, there's not a lot, I think a lot of people have decided to take the early mark.
Yeah, I think they've, I don't want to say given up on the game, but yeah, it's the look around the bleachers, they're looking a bit empty for a Saturday night ball game.
Well, it will be David Canless. He will lead off for the Canberra Cavalry.
It goes without saying the Cavs need a big inning here.
Well, I look over, and that is not Gavin Cicchini in the warm-up circle for the Cavalry. That is Tyler Leskew. He's in the warm. Street gets called, strike one. On David Canless, 0-1. Canless fouls that off. He's quickly down 0-2. Bobby McFerrin, gonna love it. 0-2 the count on Canless. Here's the pitch. And he taps that off the end of his bat. Street jumps up to get it. Fires it over to Hughes for out number one. Timed his leap to perfection there, did Sam Street.
Bit of pepper there on the throw as well. I'm sure that wasn't his fastball. I'm sure it wasn't too far off.
Well, that is not Gavin Cicchini. That is Tyler Leskew in number 17. Left-hander. He steps into the box. There is the signal from home plate umpire Riley Barrington. Tyler Leskew, his first bat for the season tonight. He steps in against Street. Swings through, strike one. This crowd has gone quiet here at MIT Ballpark. They know the time is running out here for the Cavalry. Street gets it in there for a cold strike, and all of a sudden, Tyler Leskew is down 0-2. Here's the pitch from Street. Leskew hits a high chopper along the ground to first. Hughes comes in charge as it takes it, steps on the bag for the second out. Great play there from Luke Hughes. Didn't panic, just stood back at the bag, waited for it to come to him, and then met the ball at the bag at the same time. Wilson steps in. He is 1 for 2 with a walk.
And Sam Street getting it done for the Aces so far. Just making short work of these Cavalry hitters.
And that's good because with a fourth game tomorrow, it means John Deeble can rest arms in the pen. Street delivers. And there is a called strike one.
There's another strike. I think it's safe to say Sam Street's dialed in tonight.
He's doing all right. 0-1, here it is. Just low. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike on Zach Wilson, the DH tonight for the Canberra Cavalry. Just a reminder, those black jerseys they're wearing with the capital across the front, you can't get them at the ballpark. As Wilson swings through and misses for strike 2. Only available at Jerseys Mega Stores here in Canberra. One and 2 the count on Wilson. 2 out here, bottom of the 8th. Street fires, and that is outside. Evens the count at 2 and 2. I'll tell you what. We'll have a look and see what Street delivers. Wilson pops it foul, and that one is gone. And once again, the signal comes over, and that has gone just behind the bleachers there. Count stays at 2 and 2. Street is looking great so far in relief for the Aces. He comes set and delivers. Wilson slaps that foul along the third base side. So all of a sudden, a lot of spring in the step from the Melbourne infield. We didn't see that the first two nights. We're seeing it now. 2-2 the count on Zach Wilson. Here comes the pitch from Street. Misses outside and the count is now full. You put the Mickey on him. You said he was cruising and now all of a sudden, this will be pitch 8 of this at bat.
Zach Wilson working him here.
Here it comes. Wilson off the end of the bat. That's going to get past, I think. Oh, no, Dave. He gets it and fires over.
What a play.
Unbelievable. No, that's Mitch Ellis, sorry. Ellis, I thought that was through from Zach Wilson. I thought he had enough that he just got it past. Ellis gets it at full stretch. And then in one motion, spins, throws over to Luke Hughes at first and retires the Canberra side again. We are in the bottom. We have finished the bottom of 8 here at MIT Ballpark. It is Melbourne 9, Canberra 2 here on Cavalry Live.
If you're about to make university decisions, make sure you stand out from the crowd. UC is ACT's #1 uni for graduate employment and starting salaries. UC has work placements in every degree. UC is designed specifically for Canberra and the region. Run your own race at the University of Canberra. Apply now, get UC qualified and run circles around the rest.
Back for the top of the 9th here on Cavalry Live. Warwick Pethiebridge and Alex Mallion on the call with you. Steve Chambers, he comes out for his 3rd inning of relief here for the Cavalry. There has been another change for the Melbourne Aces. Delman Young, he is done for the night, and Chris Burke will be the next hitter for Melbourne. He comes in. I think we might see with Melbourne with a 7-run lead, I think we're going to see a few changes.
You're not invited.
As Chris Burke steps in to face Chambers. And he slaps that along the ground under the diving Logan Kimming out to left field. Kyle Perkins picks that up. And Burke picks up where Young left off. And they had one out. And as I said, we may see a few changes here from John Deeble in this inning. Quincy Lattimore is done for the night as well. He's being replaced by left-hander Colin Willis. Melbourne once again, I think for the 7th time tonight, 6th or 7th time in the 9 innings, have got the lead-off man aboard here. Chambers, he comes set to face Willis. Here's the first pitch. And that's in there for a called strike 1. Here's the 0-1 from Chambers to Willis. Count is even at a ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1. In there. Count is 1-2. Chambers delivers. Dead ball call. Willis fouling it off his foot, ankle. River.
That's a shame because it could have been a double play ball right back to the pitcher there.
Nice early call from Connor Casey. Hands up straight away. 1-2 is the count. Here's the pitch from Chambers. Aye, 2-2. Two balls, two strikes, nobody out here in the top of the ninth. Chris Burke, he's the man at first for the Aces. Colin Willis is facing Steve Chambers, and here's the 2-2. And that is a foul tip caught by Robbie Perkins for strike 3. For the first out. Cody Isano. He steps in. He's 2 for 5 tonight. And he swings and misses at the first pitch from Chambers. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And he tags that to centre field. Colway tracking back. He'll get there comfortably and takes the catch for the second out as Chris Burke retreats back to first. So 2 away here. And I tell you what, after the first 2 innings, the Cavalry have had runners aboard, but considering they've only let in 3 runs in 7 innings, it's good work by the bullpen tonight. Keith Ward, I'm sure, will be pleased, even though they're down by 7 at the moment. Chambers delivers to D. San Miguel, who is not leading off. D. San Miguel, he is 0 for 3, but he slaps that. That's going to get down. That's a base hit into the alley and right centre. Canlis going back to track it. He has to go all the way to the wall, as Chris Burke will score all the way from first on the stand-up double by D. San Miguel, and all of a sudden, Canberra are down another one. It is now 10-2. Ryan Dale steps in. He's done all right tonight. He is 3 for 4 and a walk. And it is 2 outs here. And there's strike 1. Here comes the 0-1 from Chambers. And it is it's fouled back, 0-2. D. San Miguel, he's the runner at second for Melbourne. 1 on, 2 out. Here's the 0-2 from Chambers. Misses with that breaking pitch outside. It is 2 out. Colin Willis struck out. And Cody Isano with the fly ball to centre fielder Taylor Colway. As Chambers misses outside and evens the count at 2-2. As Chris Coleman says in honour of his hero Vince Scully, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, deuces wild. Number 22 is the pitcher and he delivers. Cold strike 3 on Ryan Dale. And the side is retired again, but not before Melbourne score another one. And after scoring 6 in the first 2, they've just been getting them 1 by 1. They lead 10-2 after the top half of the ninth here at MIT Ballpark. Here we are. I don't know what you call this, Alex, where the rubber meets the road.
Well, I mean, this is it. I mean, they've got 3 outs and they've got to score 8 runs.
8 to tie.
8 to tie, yeah. We've seen it done.
We have indeed. But unless there are changes from Keith Ward, at the moment, by the book, the 3 due up, Jerick Suter, Taylor Colway, And Kyle Perkins, as I said, pending change. So the largest deficit overcome is in the bottom of the ninth is 9 runs. 107, and on April 24, 1901, the Detroit Tigers scored 10 runs in the ninth to beat Milwaukee. So basically we've just got to reverse 118 years of history. Oh, yeah. Pitching change again for the Melbourne Aces.
I would have thought they'd let Sam Street finish it, but apparently not.
Well, as we were saying before, and that is Scott Schumann. You know what? When you're up 8, save the arms because you may need them in a tight situation tomorrow. And as well, give an inning of work to a guy who hasn't seen anything this season. Twofold. Scott Schumann, the new pitcher for the Aces. We'll try and figure out if that means that Willis has indeed gone to left field for Lattimore. Or I would assume that is Colin Willis out in left field. Jarek Suter, he is the leadoff man for the Canberra Cavalry, and I look over and I do see Taylor Colway. He is the man on deck. They will be the first two to face Schumann. The Aces 10 runs on 13 hits. Canberra only the 4 hits tonight. Time to get the rally caps on, folks. Turn them inside out, whatever you need to do. Suter is in. Here comes the first pitch from Schumann. And Suter swings through that one for strike 1. I'm liking it, Alex. I'm liking it. What do we call that? Look, the sideways shark fin?
Oh, no, I'm just glad there's not a camera in the commentary position here.
Oh, you've spoken too soon, friend. You've spoken too soon. 0-1, here it comes. And that's high. See this? This has a remote.
Trying to get it to stand up again.
Alex Melnick.
There we go.
There he goes. Here comes the pitch. Fouled off. And there it is, folks, at home. He's got, I don't know, the shark fin thing happening. He spoke too soon and went, there's not a camera in here, and didn't realise that the camera in front of us actually works via a remote.
That's what that is.
There we are, my friend. It is 1-2 on Jarek Suter. Suter 0 for 3 tonight. Here comes the 1-2 from Schumann. He slaps that along the ground. One hop to Luke Hughes, who goes all the way to his right. Flips it over to Schumann for the first out. On the 3-1. Great pitches cover there. So Colway is the man up. I see Kyle Perkins on deck. Saturday night baseball here for the first time this season in the nation's capital. As Colway steps in to face Schumann. And here he goes. And that is high. Ball 1. Of course, 1 p.m. start time tomorrow for the 4th and final game of this series. Then next week, we head across to Perth to play the Heat. As that misses and it's 2-0. As we were talking about yesterday on the call, the massive road trips back to back, Perth, then Auckland, before we're home in week 4 against the Blue Sox, and then again in week 5 against the Brisbane Bandits. 2-0 the count on Taylor Colway. Schumann delivers. And that is high again. 3-0. Schumann delivers, and that is a walk.
Okay, well, here we go.
So we've got one on, one out.
It all starts with one.
Chipping away is the signal I'm getting from our director. We were talking about that the other night, but now it's the other way around. Cole Perkins steps in. Perkins 0 for 3 tonight. He has 3 strikeouts. Schumann set. And that is high, ball 1. And I can tell you, unlike Canberra when the Melbourne runners were on, Luke Hughes has no interest in Taylor Colway at first. The infield is at double play depth as Schumann comes with the 1-0. Perkins swings through for strike 1. One and one is the count on Kyle Perkins. Taylor Colway leads away from first. Here it is, high and outside. Two and one the count. Schumann looks over at Colway, but nobody's there. Here he comes to Perkins. And that is called strike 2. Two and two the count on Kyle Perkins. Schumann comes set and delivers. And that is high, and the count is full. Full count. Taylor Colway at first. Here it comes. Perkins fouls it off, and we'll do it all again. Scott Schumann has a full count on Kyle Perkins. Here's the payoff pitch. And he misses with that one, and it is ball 4. And now after back-to-back walks by Schumann, Robbie Perkins is the man up.
Well, this is how you get it started.
Well, there you know, chipping away.
2 on, 1 out.
Perkins. That's Robbie.
And Logan Kingham into the on-deck circle, so it looks like he'll hit if Perkins is able to get on here.
Robbie is 0 for 2, has a walk. 1 out here. Colway leads away from second. Pitch is high, ball 1. Taylor Colway is the man at second. Kyle Perkins is the runner at first. Robbie Perkins is in the box. Gets his sign and comes set. Schumann checks the runners. He delivers. And that is a called strike 1. Count is even at a ball and a strike. One and one the count on Robbie Perkins. Here comes Schumann. Perkins slaps that over the head of Taylor into left field. That's going to drop. Colway is held at third. So here we go. Strap in, folks. This isn't over yet. Logan Kingham. He steps into the box. And for the first time in a few innings, Canberra have something going.
Well, that's the first base hit Canberra have had for a few innings at least.
This is the first time they haven't been retired in order since the third. So here we go. 1 out. Bases loaded for Logan Kingham. Schumann delivers. And that is high, ball 1. One and 0 the count. Schumann to Kingham. Right there along the outside for a called strike 1.
This is patient hitting from Kingham. We saw him go after the first pitch in his last at-bat. Clearly looking to do some damage here in the bottom of the 9th.
3-1, the Giants leading. As Kingham swings through for strike 2. 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th against Brisbane in the second game of the doubleheader. Geelong Korea 13 defeating Sydney 8 around the grounds. 1 and 2, let's stay back here. Is the count on Logan Kingham. The bases are loaded. Colway at third. As Kingham swings through, and that is strike 3, and now Canberra are down to their final out. Geordie Barley steps in. He is 1 for 4 tonight. Had that lead-off double in the top of the first. It is 10-2 Melbourne. Taylor Colway, he is the man at third. Kyle Perkins at second. Robbie Perkins at first with 2 out. Scott Schumann is on the mound. He's ready. Here's his first pitch to Barley. Called strike 1, and the crowd did not like that one. But home plate umpire Riley Barrington has been calling them there all night. 0-1. Schumann comes set. Checks the runners. And here he delivers. And that is high, and it evens the count at a ball and a strike. Crowd trying to bring some life into it now. 1-1 is the count on Geordie Barley. 2 out, bases loaded for Canberra. Let's see if we can extend it. Schumann delivers, and that is high for ball 2. Two and 1 is the count on Geordie Barley. He comes set. Schumann delivers as Barley swings through, and now all of a sudden Canberra is down to their last strike. In a more focused game for the Melbourne Aces tonight. They've been able to early on get runs on the board and build the pressure, and then just keep adding onto it a piece at a time. 2 and 2 is the count on Barley. Here comes Schumann. Barley slaps that, but it has gone straight up in the air. Jared Dale underneath, and Mitch Ellis, was the man underneath it, and he takes the catch. And that is the side retired and the ball game. Canberra, after 2 good nights Thursday, Friday, go down tonight to the Melbourne Aces 10-2, who pick up their first win of the season, Alex. What are your thoughts?
I mean, what can you say? The Aces just battered tonight. I mean, the 10 runs they scored, I mean, they also had loaded bases 4, 5, 6 times in addition to that. So, it could have been a lot worse. So, I mean, they just brought their bats tonight. Well, and the Cavs, 5 hits didn't.
Yeah, well, 10 runs on 13 hits from the Aces, but as well with the Canberra pitching staff. Well, there were a lot of walks on this 1, 2. I'm just quickly skimming through my books. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm at least over 10 walks. So as well as 13 hits, there was over 10 walks issued, which is just not.
Well, it's a lot of base runners.
There's a lot of base runners. So the scoreboard does say 10-2, but it could have been a lot worse for the Cavalry, because in clutch moments, big plays were made, especially that catch from David Candless when he lost the ball in between the sun and the lights, and then recovered to take a spectacular catch in right field. And there's your box score as you look through the lineup. Unbelievable. Yeah, just 2 for 4, 3 for 4 Delman Young, 2 home runs. The grand slam in the first was where it started, and Canberra won after being down 4-0
They got 2 runs back, but they just couldn't recover. Geordie Barley, he had a hit. Candelas had a hit. Cicchini had a hit. Wilson had a hit. Robbie Perkins had a hit. So only 5 hits for Canberra tonight. As once again, as we recap here, the Melbourne Aces, your victors tonight, 10-2. And just before we wrap up here at the ballpark, make sure that you go to the Canberra Cavalry Facebook page after the game, which will show the post-match coverage that we have for you. Just saying thank you for joining us here tonight on Cavalry Live. For Alex Mallion, thank you, my friend.
Thank you, mate.
Warwick Petherbridge here, signing off from the fort. The Melbourne Aces winning their first game of the season over the Canberra Cavalry, 10 runs to 2 here on Cavalry Live.